What is going on, everybody? Good morning. Welcome back to the Doodle stream, where every Friday across Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, we spend 3 hours together while I attempt as best to my ability to doodle out your ideas and suggestions from the chat. And I do have a guest with me. It is that special time at the last Friday of every month, but we'll get into that in just a second. Before we dive into our doodles for today, I'd like to remind you guys where you can find me outside of our time here. You can find my website, KevinAHinkle.com. Let me put that on the screen somehow if I remember. There we go. KevinAHinkle.com. Or on social media at MrHinkleDraws if you'd like to follow me on social. I'm on all the places. I'm on all the places and all the things. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the sub button if you're on YouTube. I'm very close to that last 100 before YouTube will let me make money. That would be very nice. So make sure to hit the sub button if you're on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch or Facebook, hit the follow, hit all the likes, hit all the hearts, hit all the thumbs up. Please validate my entire career and existence as an artist. That would be very nice. If it's within your means, please consider joining me over on Patreon. Patreon helps content creators by providing a platform for their fans to pledge continuous financial support. Tiers are as low as $1 a month. It does make a huge difference to me. Makes a difference to my family. It helps pay the bills, helps keep food on the table. It directly goes into funding what I do. Patrons have a lot of rewards, exclusive content, a lot of opportunities to directly impact the stuff I do, and also real-life gifts in the mail and shout-outs during all videos and live streams. So all the names you see before your eyes are currently supporting me over on Patreon. Thank you guys again for what you do and helping me do what I do. So thank you very much. If you'd like to find out a little bit more information about that, head over to patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws. And I don't think I had anything other things to announce today. So before I introduce our guest, hopping back in the stream to help me out with taking care of the chat and all of your ideas and suggestions, I'd like to welcome back Joseph Zawada.
Oh, hi, everyone.
What's
Thank
up?
you for the invitation.
Absolutely.
Nothing much. Just, standard work week. Things coming
Yep.
to a close. I made the mistake of volunteering to help a friend move this weekend.
Oh, well, that'll teach you.
Yeah.
So thanks for being here. Joseph did such an amazing job last time. We're excited.
Well, thank you.
We're excited. But even more, no offense to Joseph Zawada, but even more exciting is this is our special multiplayer edition once a month. Last Friday of the month, I do invite a second artist to join me, and you get twice the doodles. We both draw your ideas. So joining me today is the illustrious VAR. You could just call him VAR if you want. Illustrious is a very nice title, though.
Yeah, I made it when I was a kid. I don't think I even realized what it meant or anything. It just sounded cool.
Oh, well, it does. It still does. So it still holds up today. So welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
Hey, you're an artist.
I am an artist. Yes, that is a thing that happens.
Look, here's his screen. Look,
yeah.
See?
There we go.
See?
My first doodle.
It's amazing. It only goes up from here. It only goes up
yep.
from here.
This is the
I like that
content you
zipper
guys are
brush.
good for.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, that is it's all the fancy tools over there.
I
Is
guess
that Procreate? What is that?
This is Clip Tool.
Clip Tool.
Yeah, Clip Paint. It's been a while. I don't even know which one it is. I think Clip Studio, I think is what it is.
Oh, gotcha. Awesome. And hello to everybody who's already watching. We have got look, IllustriousVar is in the chat. Hey, nice to see you for the first time live over on YouTube. Fazoom is here. Fazoom wants to have a discussion about what qualifies as a robot, so we've already got a ban for Fazoom in the chat.
We've already got the question happening.
We got Ray, Funny Fix is here. Larry's here. Of course, Joseph Zawada is in all places. Bobo Laveau and Steve and Nate's mama are all watching over on Twitch. Hello. We got Brickhead family back. Nick is back in watching in good graces again. I guess I finally, I don't know, hit him at the right day. He's ignored me a lot, but that's fine. Jeff is here. What's up, Jeff?
Hi, Jeff.
Jeff says they can't all be winners. Is that a shade at my at my iron giant. I drew this for my sister. That's bad. That's
I
bad.
think it looks like the Iron Giant. I see it.
I mean, okay, I'm not even gonna. All right, so we got Jonas Playhouse. Hello, welcome back. Hey, look, we got He Boy. Hello. Lindsay's watching over on Twitch. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So, Var, what are we drawing today?
Well, we're drawing robots. Do you want me to define what robots means for the audience? Since
For God's sake, don't do that.
Okay,
No, let's just let it go wild. Because
All
if we start putting guards in place, then we are depriving ourselves of comedic gold in the future. So we need to let it go as wild as it always. This is just legendary stuff. But you did, to be fair, I always let my guests pick the theme, and this was the runner-up.
Yeah.
Because you did want to go full into Bionicle.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, for the record, I wasn't against that. And I was actually going to do that. And I was like, but I was actually a little concerned that some of my audience might not have any suggestions at all. I was like,
which is fair. I mean, it's a pretty niche suggestion there. So
it can be a little niche.
Yeah.
I feel though that if you just string together enough like consonant syllable clusters, you can make a name of any Bionicle, like Chikami, Takoya.
You just randomly. That's probably fair.
Wabo.
Draw
I feel like if you just alternate, it's fine. You'll figure it out. It's close enough.
Wumbo, you're Wumbo. So it's good stuff. So we kind of like settled into robots, which everyone, if you've been watching my show for a while, know this is a personal favorite of the show is robots. But we will absolutely at some point make sure we draw a bonk or two, because we got to.
Yeah. It's actually almost kind of contentious already, because even in the Bionicle community, there is like calling a bunkle a robot is
that already?
Blasphemous.
Oh no,
because they're not actually robots. They're biomechanical beings.
Oh,
so
man. That's great. I love it. I already love this. So so far as the guest, before we start or as we start getting to know you a little bit better, would you like to choose the first thing from our suggestions to draw? We've got a couple stuff already in the private chat, a couple different things.
Let's see here.
See if any of those pop out at you. I already see one that I'm like, oh goodness gracious.
I do like the Boston Dynamics.
I was gonna say we have to draw that. That's
funny.
Nightmare Fuel has to have to do it. All right, cool. I'm gonna put that comment on the screen. That was from Funny Figs. There we go. So you guys know what we're working on, and we will start drawing that. And to put all the pressure on the guest, I will show you his screen first. So there you go.
Okay. All right. Oh boy, I don't remember what the Boston Dynamics dog looks like, but I think it's something like.
Just think about whatever you see in your nightmares.
Yeah.
And I use my phone to look up reference, but you do you, man.
All right. Here we go.
And yes, let us know a little bit about who you are, what you do, and all the good stuff.
Well, if anybody is familiar with Bionicle or the Bionicle community, that is the thing that I am most known for on the internet, at least, because for the longest time I was a member. Wow, drawing and talking is really hard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody, don't ask me. Don't.
Wow. I don't think I've ever done this before.
This is great. I'm already loving this.
So yeah, where was I? Yeah, I was part of a Lego YouTube channel called the TTV channel, where we go over Bionicle related news and content and stuff, and we've been doing that for a very long time. But obviously Bionicle is currently no more. So now,
is that not a thing right now?
Rest in peace.
No, it is not a thing, right? Unfortunately, despite the many protests, it is currently not a thing. So right now they're doing mostly regular system related stuff. Ninjago's a big topic over there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will say that Bricklink is doing a crowdfunding for an official Lego Bricklink collaborative Bionicle tribute set.
Yes, that is a
Are
thing
they?
currently.
Yep.
Oh.
And it's really cool. It's being made by I think one of the members currently on TTV, Sakota. He
Well, that's
helped design
good.
that set. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mind you, I
it's
think
really
it's all
cool.
made of system parts, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's the only way that Bionicle can survive in this post construction Lego world.
Yep.
It makes it sound so serious. It's like, I mean, I get that to certain people it is very serious, but it's just like
you'd have no idea. It is very, very serious.
it's like some of the like as if for like someone who's not versed, you know, they just like a casual listener. It's like, wow, this is serious business. Like it's like talking about like the forming of can this government sustain itself after some civil war or something? It's like, it's like I don't know. Can it do it? What's up, Joey? We got Joey watching, and Milan is here, and I think I saw one or two other names. Is this? Oh man, how do I say this? Psyche. Started with an X. That's what threw me off right off the bat. But hello, welcome. Nice to see you. And I think, did I see my sister? I thought, yeah. Okay, yep. She's here. She approves of the Iron Giant, so that's all that matters. And David Frost is watching on Facebook. Hello. Oh, we have a very special guest in the chat. I know it's for VAR. VAR's bringing out all the fans today.
Oh, am I? Oh, hey, hi, Purple.
I wanted you to discover.
Yeah.
But yes, welcome.
I feel so supported.
Thank you for stopping by and looking at what this person is drawing here. It's already nightmare fuel. It's perfect.
I feel like I've kind of deviated from the actual design of.
No, hey, you know what? Don't let anyone tell you how to be an artist.
The posing makes it look so eerie. I feel like because like from the viewpoint we're looking up at it, it's like it's this massive lumbering beast. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Did you? I like it.
Did you see that like music video that like Boston Dynamic did a couple months ago, where they were all like dancing to is it James Brown? I think. Does ring any bells? Definitely watch it. It is like
that sounds horrifying.
The most amusing and the most horrifying thing ever. Your brain doesn't know how to process it. But they got all their robots and they all do like this. Yeah, they basically did a song and dance, and it's all choreographed and it's horrific, but amazing, but also horrific. Like it really is like a mix of emotions.
I'm gonna have to. No, the people are running.
Yeah, no, I mean definitely. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Tyler? Tyler's that music video is terrifying. Yeah, and yeah, if you guys have any questions for VAR today, feel free to ask him. I can't say if he'll answer them, but you can ask him the questions.
I guess it depends on the question.
Right? Exactly.
So
let's see. Bubble of O. So again, this week, the O'Hanlons refer to themselves as Kevin's grandmother. Yeah, you don't know I'm related to the Hanlons? I'm not really.
Let's see here.
I'm going to shoot them in a few weeks.
Oh, are you going to the same show or something?
Yep.
What show is that?
Brick Fair, Virginia.
Oh, that really is in a few weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the
this year's already more than halfway over, gentlemen.
It's oh man,
it's all coming to an end.
Hey, you remember Time? Remember when Time?
It's so strange because I feel like there once was a life that I had that is a distant memory now because all I can remember is 2020. It's the only thing in my mind now. Everything else feels like it was decades ago.
That's like so sad. That's a sad statement. A very, very sad statement. I feel like I had a life at one point. No, but I understand what you mean. I totally get it.
See, I'm kind of the opposite in that I'll be like, oh yeah, a few months ago, and I'll be like, oh, that was 2 years ago now.
So I was yesterday. I went, and hung out with Brian most of the day in Boston, and with Brian and Steve. And the last time I was in Boston, it was me and Joey visiting him, and that was in August. And I said that was a year ago.
Yeah.
I was like, it felt like both last week and 20 years ago.
I actually just watched that video. I think is it on Joey's channel where it's like you guys hanging out? Like, is it like a fair, like a state fair or something?
No, that was when Brian came down, and we went to we did go to a fair. But this is if you want video footage, that was the one where Joey ate the pickle.
Oh, I've seen that.
I ate the pickle too, but
yeah, but only
I
one
wasn't.
of you
I wasn't.
only one of you sacrificed Brian's security deposit on his office for content.
Yeah. Do you like to eat spicy stuff, Var? Are you a fan of hot, spicy things to eat?
I wouldn't say that I'm like, I don't know. I'm not like a spice connoisseur or anything, but I don't mind a little spice.
Yeah. Yeah, we had like some of these like demon pickles.
Gosh.
They were hot.
We had I think the last time we were at a brick fair, everybody at DTV did like a spice challenge where we just you can probably find the video on YouTube or something, but we basically just like did a bunch of spice themed like eating challenges. We just ate the spiciest thing possible to see who could survive the longest. And your boy made it pretty far, I gotta say. Good
for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin.
I was just gonna say that's probably found in one of the many like vlogs that Envy did like a million, like it just never ended. And it stretched out for like a year and a half. It's like, oh my goodness. It's like, let's take a vlog from this trip and then let's slice it into 25 individual pieces that last about 15 minutes each, and let's go hardcore into the nice editing and like set it up, and then we're never gonna end it. And it's just we're gonna keep putting them up periodically over the next month or so for 2 years.
That is the TTV way.
I loved it because I was just amused because he kept saying like, this is the last, like there was something he kept saying like, this is the final one or the last one. I'm like, no, it's not. Stop lying.
I have a friend named April, and she streams on Twitch, and she always has like donation goals to eat these, like, I think they're called like the little nitro gummy bear, and they're like the hottest thing that's available commercially. And it's like this like little devil gummy bear, and she always does donations and people make her eat it. I'm like, and then afterwards she's like crying and like miserable, and she's like, okay, you guys, like, what should I do next? I'm like, I don't know, treat yourself. Maybe be like, hey, if we get $100, I get to like eat a parfait on stream. Like, ma'am, you don't need to physically harm yourself for content.
You should seek medical attention.
Yeah. I was like, maybe do a donation goal, and you'll be like, oh, finally, I get to eat a Toblerone. She didn't take my suggestion.
That's not entertaining, Joseph. That doesn't get the views.
That's true.
That does not get the views.
That is fair.
It's there's a whole thing. We actually stopped by like a spice shop that has like spicy salsas and stuff when we were walking around Boston.
Yum, yum.
I won't divulge any other details.
Oh. Your soul is mine.
Yeah, yours is skyscraper size. So that's pretty terrifying. But it's great though.
It's the future, obviously. It is the future. It's all leading to one thing, as we know.
Who makes the Terminator? Isn't it Sky Industries?
Skynet.
Skynet. This is like the alternate universe where Boston Dynamic is Skynet.
Well, did you see Terminator Dark Fate?
Probably not.
That was like the most recent one where they basically said any Terminator movie that came out after the second one didn't exist. And
course.
it wasn't awful. It wasn't great. It wasn't awful. But they it's not really spoilerly, but they basically, you know, said that, yeah, you know, Sarah Connor stopped this from happening. So yay, victory. But it still ends up happening because like Skynet went out of business and just a different company started. And so it's like the same storyline, but now it's not Skynet. I don't even remember the name of it, but it's like it's a different company. And it's really interesting because it's worth watching if you like Terminator, but like Sarah Connor's like going off on this tangent and she says like Skynet, and then like the Terminator's like, what's Skynet? Like they have no idea what it is because the timeline's been like altered. And they're like, what? So, but you know. All right. Yeah, I'm content with mine. So let me know whenever you're ready to
Yeah, I think mine's good.
Are you okay? You good with that?
Yeah, I think I'm good with this one.
All right, and here's my little
No, look at him. He's so cute.
Yeah, that's right before he kills you. All right.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey,
it starts with yours and ends with mine.
how you doing, buddy? All right, so I'll pick the next one. We got some interesting things going on in here. Very interesting things. A robotic dock sound. Jeff's always just trying to alter the dock sound to make it work. I don't even I need to look up what a couple of these are because I don't even know.
Let's see. Robotic dock sound.
Let's see. Unilab or Uniblab is like a retro style robot.
Wally.
Chibi Robo.
I think that's from a video game, right?
Chibi
Look.
Robo? I think it's just a cute little robot, right? Unless it's a
Chibi
specific
Robo
thing.
is a game. Oh, okay. He
Oh.
looks like a little like chrome dude with like a plug for a tail. He's a Nintendo character.
That's what I thought.
He's
I thought.
cute.
Oh, I've seen this little guy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with this. I have never seen this character before. 7 Zark 7. So Fazoom put that in the chat a little while ago. At let's see, 10:11.
Oh yeah, I looked that up before I typed it because I was like, is this like just accidentally like slamming your keys on accident and type something?
Yeah, like is that a legitimate? Yeah. All right, here we go. Put that on the screen. It's like it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
that's
need some reference on that one.
The where was it? The Horizon Zero Dawn one. The Grazer would be cool, but I feel like that's a bit overkill
Maybe.
for a Doodle stream.
Maybe too complicated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, somebody. Oh my goodness, that's so. Yeah, the whole point of this, you know, one of the reasons I started this was to get a little quicker, keep practicing and just taking requests, stuff that I wouldn't draw, and keeping it loose. Like it's just doodles, it's just sketches. It's not like any of the stuff that I pour a lot of time into. And it's great when someone's like, "Could you do the Last Supper?" It's like, I mean, I guess. But it's like, are you ready for a bunch of stick figures sitting at a table? All right, so I'm gonna start. We'll start this 7 Zark 7.
All right.
Our next one here. And hello, Golden Light Pictures. I don't think I said hello to you earlier. So hello.
So
Hello.
Golden Light Pictures. I think the robots with a question mark. Robots. Is that
Oh, the movie Robot, right, with Robin Williams, right?
I'm not. I'm seeing Ewan McGregor. I'm assuming you mean the character Rodney Copperbottom. That's the main character,
Probably.
I think.
That's
So
a good
that's what I'm
poster
gonna
child.
Okay, what can I do with this?
put. Interestingly enough, my suggestion is from that movie too.
Oh.
Just a different character that's more my speed.
I should watch that movie again. It's been a long time since I've seen that Robots movie.
It's fun. I really liked the domino scene. I remember as a child I would watch the domino scene a lot.
It has been a lot. When did that come out? That was like early, like 2000s, right? Or mid.
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah.
old. 2005.
Yeah.
I remember the bad guy had like a giant butt, didn't he? Wasn't that the thing? He had like a giant, like he was just like a ball.
That was like the
No,
mom character, right?
that's my suggestion.
Oh,
But I'm waiting for color.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, a lot of them are just giant. Well, so she's the only one. It's like obviously supposed to be like a butt, but then there's also like the CEO of the company, and he's literally just like a giant like
A ball.
ball
Okay.
with
oh yeah,
arms.
that's right. That's right.
You know, the bad guy is wearing like a pinstripe suit.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's been a while. I should see that movie again. It's been too long.
I
Aunt
remember
Fanny,
liking that
that's
one
the
a lot.
one, Golden Light. That's going to be my suggestion.
That's awesome. That is definitely a Joseph Sawada suggestion. All right.
It's just so funny.
So yeah, guest VAR.
Yes.
How's you said you do delivery. I mean, I don't know
I
how much
do,
you want to go
yeah.
into that on a live stream, so please don't feel obligated. But how's that been during the last 18 months or so?
Well, okay. Well, I guess some context is that I'm a delivery driver at UPS, so I deliver boxes and boxes of stuff. All the essential items that you need during a pandemic, like a Batman toaster. That's something that I delivered during the
Why you got to call me out like that? God.
It's crazy. We usually during the summer, this is what we kind of call like our off season. And our peak season is obviously, around Christmas time during the holidays.
Makes sense.
And that's where it's basically all hands on deck all the time. Vacations are like a no-go. You can't get time off or anything. Like we need everybody delivering at all times. Long hour days. They can range from like 12 hours to 14 hours.
Mm-hmm.
During that peak season. When the pandemic hit though, it was basically like peak season never ended for the entire year.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it was really bad, especially like in March. I mean I made a lot of overtime, so that was nice. But yeah, I mean it was rough. It was like my life basically became UPS, and that was about it.
Dang.
Yeah, like you finish your shift, you go home, sleep, and then do it all over again for months.
Once upon a time, way back in younger Kevin years, I did 4 months of my life where I worked at my local Lego store and at Walmart at the same time because I just didn't make enough money to live and support my family on Lego paycheck alone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did overnight stocking at Walmart and then worked during the day at the Lego store. And I was still in one of my later years of college. So I was still a student too. And I remember having plenty of money and always being exhausted out of my mind.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm not afraid of paying this bill. I guess I'll just sleep today. And it was like a weird, like, is it worth it? At what cost?
That is exactly how I felt throughout the entirety of last year. It's like I've got a lot of money, like I'm doing good for myself right now, but man, it gets to a point where money just kind of stops mattering after a while. It's just like, wow, I have no time to even spend any of it.
Yep. Yeah, I know how that goes.
It's crazy.
I was considering, I live a little bit too far, but there's a certain store I want to work at to get a certain discount. I was like, maybe I could pick up, because I know that I have friends who do like one or two weekend shifts. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe I can do that, but it's like a 2-hour drive. I'm like, oh, it's not worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Ghost Frickin' Talkin' has entered the chat. Hello. Nate's mama over on Twitch says, yay for UPS delivering all those Amazon packages to my house on the regular. And Bobo Laveau says, I feel very judged for my Batman toaster. Yeah, all of a sudden everybody's like, hey now.
We had to get that toaster. They ordered next day air shipment on their Batman toaster too. I think that was the crazy
next day
thing.
Air shipment.
Yeah, so that means that they paid for the most expensive shipping. so that it could get to their home the next day before 10:30 a.m. Like there was a commit time on it.
Yeah, so they could make the toast.
Yeah. It was just very confusing. I was like, why would you pay this much for a toaster?
I need this to get to me by the time I eat breakfast.
I guess
So like, how did you know, like, was it one of those where it's like, it's just the packaging of the box and they slap a label on it? Like, how did you even know what it was? Okay.
Yeah. It was just the box and they put a label on the box. So it was, you could see exactly what it was. It was a Batman toaster.
Yeah. There's no hiding that.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time it's like discreet packaging, it's just a bunch of brown boxes, but every now and then you'll get like, a very lazy shipper who just threw a label on a box and then that was it.
I can't really tell if this character has a cape. I feel like in certain reference there is, and in certain other shots there isn't. But I'm gonna put a cape on it because I think there's a cape.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to have a cape.
This robot's like, what would make me cooler if I had a cape?
Maybe it's one of those, like Nintendo logic where your damage meter is determined by the state of your cape.
But you know what? What was the coolest thing in the world playing Ocarina of Time, and Ganondorf's cape was more tattered as you went through that battle. That was the coolest thing ever.
That's what I'm thinking about. Is it's like you have no clue how close he is to dying, except for that his cape is more moth eaten.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, yep. And you know what else was a really cool gimmick was there's a certain Pokemon game. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe X and Y. But when you would have like a gym battle, once you finally got the gym leader down to their last Pokemon, and it was like their Pokemon was like past the halfway point, the music totally changed in the battle, and it turns to like this very victorious, like you got this music, and it's all like uplifting, and because they're like, there's no way you can lose the fight now. And it just like every time that happened, I had a picture of like Ash getting super excited and like turning his hat backwards, and I'm like, let's get that badge, let's do it. And I just like, I would get so like amped when it got to that point in the fight. And I really liked that. And it was just such a dorky little thing, but I'm like, nice touch on that. And it was every single gym battle in that particular game. I don't remember which series it was, but
it looks like it was black and white because I looked it up and it says gym leader last Pokemon music. So
yeah, there it is. It was just fun. Oh man, look at this. God, look at this right here. This is just that's I love it.
You know what he's kind of shaped like? He's shaped like one of those microphones, like a pill mic. Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, except Var's got him going to the gym.
Oh yeah, he just had like these little spindly arms. So I feel like he could use some.
Oh yeah,
some beef.
That's the best. Where's the beef?
Exactly.
Did you have any? I mean, you're doing packages. You're not doing like envelopes and well, no,
no,
UPS. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm getting scrambled up with USPS because I was going to ask if there was any issues when everything slowed down for like a month or two at USPS, and it was just like a nightmare.
Oh yeah. I'd be curious to talk with someone about that too, because that sounds like a nightmare situation.
Yeah, it was just kind of crazy, and you saw all these pictures floating around, and it was just like stacks of stuff everywhere. And I was like, what's happening over there?
I will say, I mean, it gets like that at UPS too sometimes, where it's just like it's so backlogged that there's just mountains of boxes just piling up on the floor and stuff, and it's just like, yeah.
Ray says UPS or USPS for life. LYFE. That's right, son. The life. What's up, Canadian Papa Bear? Got Canadian Papa Bear over watching on YouTube. Robots. Well, this week, yes. Transformer. Yeah, of course, we got to get our Transformer requests. What is this?
I was hoping for some Transformers or some Gundams or something, but so far, nothing.
I think there's one early on. Transformer Omega Supreme from Bobo Labo. So we have one.
Wow.
Milan says it kind of looks like one of those microchips that's in the vaccine. The this guy, this is now what's in our bloodstream is these little guys. At least he's got a cape.
He's keeping track. Yeah, I mean, if this is the guy that's in our bloodstream, I mean, he doesn't seem too.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fine.
I'd rather have this than that dynamic dog.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's turn it. There we go.
Gotta give him the spooky eyes. It's my theme for today, I guess.
It's great. That's so funny. And the not to get too artsy on you, but anatomy on the arms is pretty good. So I don't know this rustiness. I don't know what you're talking about. Rusty, get out of here with this. Get out of here with that nonsense.
You say so.
Lego David is here. Hello. Just stopping by to say hello. Well, hello. I would trust this guy with my life, says Milan. Toast is life. Without toast, the balance of life is disturbed.
I've been eating a lot of, it's toast adjacent, but like bagels with like cream cheese and like smoked salmon.
That's pretty fancy.
That's been like
a fancy bagel.
Yeah,
that's been my daily breakfast. It just sucks because smoked
Are
salmon.
you drawing little people again? Is this all? Every single one of yours is skyscraper size. Oh, I love it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Are these ones running to him? They kind of look like they're running to him. Oh no, but that foot's definitely away. They're running from him. They fear him.
It's their savior. Help us. Let's see. Bobo Laveau says that is a good bagel option, and Lindsay says that sounds good, Joseph.
With like some capers, maybe like a red onion.
So one of my favorite memories, I have a lot of good memories, but one of my favorite memories with Matthew, my dear friend Matthew K, is we were on a cruise ship, which was my first cruise. I think it was his first cruise ever also. So we were on a cruise out of Miami, and we went to the buffet one day for breakfast. I mean, I guess buffet every day for every meal. But we went for breakfast, and I mean, it was a nice spread, right? And he's like, this salmon looks really good. And it was like a tray of salmon. And so he was behind me. I was ahead of him in the line. And behind him was a lady and her child. And so he grabs the tongs and he just gets this just heaping pile of salmon from the tray and puts it on his plate. And I was like, that's wow. Okay. My eyes got a little wide. And then, and I think the lady behind him wanted some salmon. And so she kind of looked at him and she says aloud, that's a lot of salmon. And he's like, I really like salmon. And then he continues to empty the entire tray of salmon on his plate because she said that's a lot of salmon. And he goes, don't worry, they'll bring more out. And then he walks away and he leaves me there. So I'm standing there like I have to explain my friend's actions to this mother. And I was like, I'm sorry. And I just walk away. And I was like, why did you take the entire tray of salmon? And he's like, because that lady gave me judgmental eyes. And she said, so I took it all. And he sat there and he ate the whole plate. He had like a pile of salmon on his plate.
I kind of have a similar story. I was at a crazy corn maze. I think that's what they're called. That's at least what my local one's called. And there was like a local baker and she was selling German chocolate cake cupcakes. And there was like a line out the door when we showed up. And it was finally me. And there were, I think, like 7 cupcakes left. And I really wanted to get like half a dozen.
Yep.
But I was like, there's a line out the door. And if I get all these, that's not going to be a great look. So I was like, I'll just get one. The lady behind me, she's like, I want all of those and all the rest of the other flavor too. And she took every single cupcake that the lady had left. And I was like, I should have just bought them. And then
I should have been the one.
It should have been me. I was like, it was going to be someone and it should have been me.
It should have been. That's great. Look, I love everybody's like, I would also do the same. Everybody's just like, I'd also take all the salmon.
When it comes to food, I get very confrontational to the point of like not even borderline inappropriate. It just becomes inappropriate. I was once in a McDonald's drive-thru, and it's one of those where like you split, and I always kind of go with what everyone else is doing. So it seemed like everyone was doing one line, and then people would split off and fork to whichever lane was available next.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so we're all sitting there, and then this woman drives by all of us to like go to the outward lane. So she broke the unspoken rule that everyone had. And I was livid. So I'm ordering, and she's in the other lane beside me. I finish my order first, and they tell me like, okay, you're going to be after the red Ford truck in front of you. I was like, okay. And then I start going, and then she like tries to take my spot.
Oh my gosh.
And she wouldn't concede. So I rolled down my window because hers was still down. And I said, oh, I'm next. And she's like, I'm in a big hurry. I was like, I am too.
So yeah, like what? Are you
She
kidding?
wouldn't. I like how you say she wouldn't concede. Go on.
She wouldn't concede. It was so inappropriate. And like, she had like I shouldn't be telling this, but it's so funny. She had like a child, maybe like 7 or 8 in the passenger seat. And then I don't know why I thought this would be funny to say in front of her child, but I was like, if you don't back up your car, I will get out and do it for you.
Oh.
And it's like it's like me being like, I don't know, it's probably like 18, like just being like, back your car up, or I'm gonna get out and do it for you, like in front of you, in front of your child, move.
Oh man.
And she did it.
Yeah, see,
And
Joey's on the money here. In the chat, he goes, I
Wow.
miss your stories, Joseph.
And then when I pulled up, I stole her order.
Well, that
What?
was literally the best ending you could have said to that story.
What?
Yeah, I was like, I told the girl at like at the thing, because she was like my age, so I knew she would get it. Like, I was like, look, I said, this lady cut in front of us once, and then she tried to cut in front of me again, so I'm going to pay for her order, and then I'm going to take it, so she has to wait for you to remake it.
Evil.
Oh, man. So
That's diabolical.
whenever you're ready to move on to the next one, I'm all set with the Zark,
All right,
7
cool.
Zark.
I was
And it's
trying to draw a
your
nuke behind him.
I can see it. I can see it. And it's your pick, so you can choose the next thing we
okay.
draw.
Let's see. All right.
And yeah, we got a ton of them, so there's lots of options.
Oh
here.
yeah. Oh my. Oh, Mecha Godzilla sounds fun.
I don't think I've ever drawn Mecha Godzilla.
It's basically just robot Godzilla.
Protector Killbot.
You know that Godzilla you drew? Just make it more
Make
square.
him a robot.
I got it.
I just learned about Chopping Mall.
Yeah, Nick's all about Chopping Mall.
Oh, did I
I've never
miss
heard of Chopping
who?
Mall. Protector.
Oh, I
Killbot.
didn't include the name. Whoops. Let me go back. Let me find it.
Hold up, I gotta find out what this is. Protector.
Yeah, you might have to. Sometimes I have to search what some of these are before I commit myself to something. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
What am I drawing? So
Okay.
yesterday, speaking of food, it was so funny because we went to lunch and Brian's like, "How do you feel about roast beef?" I'm like, "I like roast beef." He's like, "All right, we're gonna go to this roast beef place." I'm like, "Cool." So we go to this roast beef place, and I'm like, "All right, you're the local. This is your place. What do you recommend?" He's like, "I usually get the fish." I'm like, I was like, "Is this real? Did you take me to roast? You don't even eat the roast beef at the roast beef place." It was pretty funny. I was amused.
I hate roast beef. I can't stand it. And my sister and I were at Arby's, and that's like their thing is roast beef.
That's hey, I hear they have the meats there.
Well, so we show up, and they're like, "Hey, just so you know, we're out of roast beef and ham."
Oh, well then.
Which I'm like, good. I hate roast beef, and
We have nothing.
I'm partial to ham. So I was like, I always get like chicken sandwiches when I'm there. And I told my sister, I was like, I'll pay for your order if you'd be like, oh, sounds like you don't have the meat.
Oh, good, good.
And she said it, so I had to pay for her order.
I think I'm feeling Mecha Godzilla.
Okay, all right, let's go for that one. Who suggested that one? Let's see, where do we go? Where is
That
it?
was Larry Legend. Legond?
No, you said it right. You're one of the few human beings that said that name right on the first execution. Good job.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because everyone goes, "Is that Legond? Is that like it's intentionally spelled that way?" But it's just good job, man. That was pretty impressive.
Oh man.
All right,
Oh,
10,
wow.
1042. There you go. Put that on the screen. All right, Mecha Godzilla.
Let's do it.
Commencing Mecha Godzilla. get my reference. Yeah, Joey's like, every time I go to Nathan's, which is hot dogs, I get their chicken fingers. Larry just said you brought a tear to his eye. I want you to know that you have made him so happy. Is it leg? I mean, I did the same thing when I first. I was like, how do I say that? But
well, I didn't even see the O at first. I just read Larry Legend, and then
there
I
you
saw
go.
the O, and then I was like,
there it is.
Wait a minute, though.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Can't be that, right? Surely.
Can't be that. All right, let's see here. Congrats, Larry. Says go like that. It's like it's a big thing. It'll be celebrated.
Cue the fanfare.
Exactly.
Ooh, IG-11. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Are you a Star Wars fan, Var?
I wouldn't say like I'm the biggest Star Wars fan. Like I don't really follow a lot of the extra media that they do, like the books and shows and stuff. But I like the movies. I played a bit of the games.
Gotcha. I was gonna ask if you've been watching the Bad Batch.
No, I've never even heard of that. What is that?
Well, there you go. All right. It's the current animated series that they're running on Disney Plus. It's really like a direct sequel to Clone Wars.
Oh.
I was chatting with a couple folks. I know that Jeff has been in the mix at least once, and Brian Saviano has been in the mix at least once. And we were talking about like how Disney keeps on making more Star Wars things and what I would want out of a Star Wars show. And both of them were like, Joe, you'd be the only person watching that, and they're never going to make that. I was like, I know.
Give me one example of something you'd want.
So my favorite character growing up was always Queen Amidala, because I was more into like the costumes and the regalness and the extravagance. And she has a series of books about her, about like the day she was elected queen until she and her time as senator. And I'm like, they should make a movie about that. And Brian and Jeff were like, no one's gonna watch that. No one cares. Because like the book is literally about how she was like given all of like her like royal gowns, but then she found them like cumbersome to walk in. So then they were all re-engineered to like expand and be like human shields, and like they had like compartments in them, and they had like oxygen built into them, and she like it was all, and I'm like, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
And both of them are like, no, it's not. No one cares.
That's rude.
That's rude. that's just rude.
They do explain, and I find this so interesting. They do explain some of the weirdness about, because she always does that weird voice. She talks, I can't even do it, but she has like this very like weirdly like unnaturally deep monotone robotic voice. And they explain in the books why she speaks like that. And it's because her and all of her handmaidens are all supposed to like swap, and it's a voice that is the mix of all of their voices that they could all replicate.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
So a lot of it is like her, and most of the book, at least the first one, is about her and her handmaidens, and then the invasion of Naboo, and like, we see her point of view, but during that we see the point of view of people left on Naboo in like internment camps, and I find it fascinating. But apparently
not enough that everybody else would. Yeah.
I know that movie was criticized for being like mostly like not action based, but more like political and negotiation based. What does she say? Like, I'm partial to negotiation, something like that. So it's heavily criticized for being kind of boring, and that's what I liked about the book, because I don't care about space battles.
Blasphemy. With Star Wars. So you have to like the space battles.
That's the whole point. It's the war in the stars.
I do like all that stuff. It's kind of amazing how much like actually is in the whole franchising universe when you get into everything. Like different guilds, bounty hunters, politics, religions. It's like it's not just, but I mean that's obviously what most people. It's the dazzle, but it's amazing when you dive into it, going, wow, there's a lot to this.
Yeah. My other favorite character besides Queen Amidala is Jabba the Hutt.
What did you think of all the other Hutts that have appeared? Is it just Jabba, or do you like the race of Hutts? Like, are you a Hutts fan?
I'm not a fan of the Hutts. I find them kind of, well, I mean, they're meant to be revolting.
Yeah, they are. It's true.
But yeah, they're just gross. But I guess I liked he's not a royal. He's like a gangster or something.
Yeah.
Like a warlord or something. But like his palace, like despite it being like on Tatooine, so it wasn't as fancy, I liked the idea of like him trying to create an air of opulence and wealth around himself. His sand barge, the katana, sail barge. That's it.
Yep.
I think that's really cool. I like the sail barge a lot.
Nick's like, oh, now they're talking about Star. We're getting all the stuff that Nick loves today. All right, so let's go. Okay, so what is something that you're hardcore into, Var? What's like what's something you're a big fan of?
Probably Marvel is the biggest thing that I'm into right now.
Oh, well, you got a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah, I know. It's been a good time to be a Marvel fan. Loki's been really good. Been watching Loki. Do you guys follow any of that, or?
Yeah,
you do.
I watch all the stuff. And I've been very pleased with the Disney Plus series. They each have like the one or two like big moments and I'm like, whoa,
right.
And I haven't had it yet with Loki, but I'm confident it will happen. I'm like, yep, it'll happen. And I haven't in any way been displeased with it. I've just been like, all right, this is cool. I was really, really amazed with how topical Falcon and Winter Soldier was. I was like, this is really, really needed right now. But then
it was almost weird. It was like, did they know?
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean,
did they rewrite it or something?
And they're like, no, this was delayed a year because of, and I'm like, but it seems like this was it's like perfect for this.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I thought too.
But it was really, really good. Yeah, I've enjoyed all that stuff.
I really liked WandaVision for the most part. They definitely kind of lost me towards the end, but I liked the whole concept that they had going with the different time periods.
I was very confused when White Vision showed up. I'm like, what? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Are you a Husk?
Comic book moment for sure.
Is this a Husk? Am I looking at a Husk? It's like, what is this? And then he just flies off, and I'm like, oh, we're not gonna. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that'll be a movie someday. I guess.
Looking forward to seeing you later.
I do know that. So I was watching a review of WandaVision, and apparently that is a thing. The White Vision is a thing in the comics.
Yeah, that was a comic book moment. Absolutely. I don't even really understand it though. I don't know. That's a weird one. I would prefer if like dead characters stayed dead.
Right. But that's like a rule, right? No, in comics, no characters stay dead.
Yeah.
That's a rule.
That's kind of why I'm not that into Marvel. I'll watch like some of the movies. I haven't watched all of them, but for me, it's a lot of. I'm just like, meh.
You know what?
They seem kind of inconsequential.
What I'm getting with your drawing, Var, I'm getting a very strong like Yu-Gi-Oh card vibe.
Totally.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
And I summon Red Eyes Mecha Godzilla.
yeah, I see that.
It's not meant, not as
I
an
might
insult.
actually have to make this an actual drawing now. I kind of like this.
I mean, it's a real drawing right now, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. Nick says my favorite Hut is the Pizza Hut. And Larry says, read more comics, Kevin. White Vision is thing. Yeah, I don't really. I'm a very fair weather comic fan. Not really.
Yeah, I mean, I read comics as a kid. I kind of fell out of them. The problem with comics is that it's just infinite content. it's like it's hard to find a place to start.
That's
And
true.
also to continue. It's just like it just goes on and on and on and on.
Do you have a favorite all-time comic?
A favorite all-time comic. I don't know. I wouldn't really say that I do. There have been cool comics for different reasons. Like some have good stories, some have like really good art. My favorite comics tend to be the ones with like really good art.
Yeah, sure. I get that for sure.
Yeah, there was one Spider-Man comic that I got a few years back that was just like incredible. It was like every single page was like its own painting. I think he was fighting the Kingpin or something, and it was just really cool.
That's like when I go through like an Alex Ross comic, I'm like, this is just amazing.
Yeah, it was really similar to Alex Ross's style.
It's like all like just these beautiful paintings, and it's just like, well,
oh, my pen stopped working. That's good.
Oh well, great. Now it's a show. Now we're in the show.
Well, I don't know what's going on now.
Here, hold on. Guys, look at this. Boom. There you go. Look over here. Don't look over there. Look over here. Yeah, I have some
support. Oh boy.
It's good. It's all good. You do what you need to do.
All right.
If you go back ever and look at some of my older, like, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong in this show. I've had my power go out in the middle of a show. Whoops. The tablet stopped working.
You had your appendicitis burst or whatever.
Well, but that was after the show. It didn't affect the show, but that was amazing.
Oh, I thought it started during the show.
No, I thought, it kind of did, but I thought I was hungry, but I wasn't in pain. I was just like, I feel uncomfortable. That happened 2 months ago. VAR. It was kind of amazing.
Wow.
I did it was the last Friday of the month, so I did the multiplayer episode, and I had Joe Mino on that one. He's the editor of Brick Journal magazine, and is actually a pretty great artist. Not a lot of people know that because I don't think he shares his art enough. But near the trail end, I was like, I kind of feel off, but I think I'm hungry. And then that night I was in the ER. So I was like, well,
oh man.
And they're like, sir, your appendix has exploded and you need emergency surgery. And 12 hours later,
that's horrifying.
It was, and they asked me, they're like, so have you ever been to the hospital? I was like, when my kids were born. Like, well, saddle up. Oh,
so it really just kind of came out of nowhere then.
It absolutely, like that day, I had got up at 5 a.m. I went to the gym, I ate breakfast, I did my show. And then as soon as I finished the show, I was like, I don't feel good. And it wasn't like super painful. I just thought like maybe I was hungry or something. And then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And then like around 8 o'clock that night, I told my wife, I said, you need to take me to the ER, which is something I've never said. So she was like, all right, let's go.
Man, that's scary. I think that's like the scariest kind of health concern too, is like when you're just totally fine and it's not a big deal. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere.
Whoops. Yeah. And the doctor, I started to ask, and he was like, no, there was nothing you did. There was nothing you could have done. There was nothing you could have prevented it. There's nothing you did to trigger it. This just happened. I'm like, all right, well.
Oh man, that's not what I want to hear at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I want my doctor to be like, yeah, see, this is what you did, and don't do that again, so it doesn't happen again.
Let's see. What does Ray says? Meh. Read more indie comics. You never have that problem. Big 2 equals big snooze.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely speaking more of the Big 2 kind of.
Yeah.
Perspective there.
I haven't read a ton of comics. Like I've said that over and I haven't really read a ton, but I think my favorite comic of the ones I've read was Superman Red Sun. I think that's probably my favorite one. And that, if you're not familiar with that one, that's just, it really just takes the whole Superman story that everybody knows. And they said, what if it happened like, I don't know, 12 hours later so that the rocket landed in Russia instead of the United States. That's it. That's really all. That's the main, and it's amazing. It's like, wow. Cause then you start really thinking about how many like, quote unquote, American ideals are with Superman. And, he still does what he thinks is right. He's just been, raised in communist Russia.
Yeah.
And so it's really good. It's a good one. All right. I think that's my finished. Did you fix your pin?
Yeah, it's working again.
Okay. Oh yeah, I am totally getting. I mean, it's awesome. I'm getting that Yugi vibe. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's time to duel,
Good show. Good show. All right.
and that's my Mecha Godzilla. Let me back up a little
He's
bit.
so good.
There he is. He's looking at Larry's comment. Thank you. And Family Bricks is here.
Karate chop you.
What's up, Matt? Let me shrink. So yeah, the other thing I do with the show is the first half, like the first hour and a half, I usually don't color anything because I kind of treat it as a warm up.
Mhm.
And then second half is when I start coloring stuff. You have no obligation to follow that. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
So I've definitely had guests that will, color all the stuff they've done. I've had guests that don't color anything. So it's all good. Whatever. All right, where are you going to go? You're going to go down there. You go down there, Mechagodzilla. That was fun, though. I've never drawn Mechagodzilla before.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yours went away. It vanished. All right. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm not. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought we were moving on. So he's
No,
right.
yeah. Very good. Very good. All right. So let's see. This one's mine. We can. Oh, that's right. You wanted to wait for color. Let's do. All right. Let's get one of those Bionicles out of the way.
Yes.
Let's do one of those. Has anybody suggested any yet, or no? I don't think I've seen any.
Yeah. I don't think we have many Bionicle fans in the stream.
That's fine. Oh, I did. I just
Surprise
noticed
level.
that Larry's OMG comment when you said his name right. I missed that from earlier. He was so stunned. Okay. Let's what's your favorite character from the Bionicle universe, Var?
Oh man. My favorite character is probably Jala, though he's a bit more difficult to draw. He's got a few different versions of appearance that you could choose from.
I love this comment from Bolo saying no because they're not robots.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
That's great. That's good.
Yeah, we could do Jala. Let me think.
Okay.
Boy, oh boy. Which one do I want to draw though? Let's do Jala and Nika.
Okay.
So it's spelled Jowler, in case you're having trouble finding him.
Oh, thank you. Okay, this is the one where he had all the spheres in the like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got you. I'm on the same page. And yeah, me and Ray were on the same wavelength. He's like, just ask him what his favorite Bionicle is. So there you go. There you go.
That's a tough question. That's a harder question than you'd think it would be, because like there's a lot of characters and stuff. So.
All right, I'm gonna write that comment in the chat so I can put it on the screen. There you go. There we go. All right. Oh, there. See, Matt is expert level troll. He says his favorite Bionicle is General Grievous. Expert level. Expert troll. What's up, side scrolling king? Julian, I see you. This is the whole move along round.
Yes. Yep.
I remember that.
2006 All-American Rejects.
So you know what's funny,
Good time.
and I'm fairly confident people know this story. Sometimes I just say the same stories. If you listen to this show on a regular basis, I'm probably just say the same stories over and over again. But because I was working at the Lego store when this wave came out, I was privy to the marketing campaign early, right? They sent us like information. We've partnered with this band. We want to keep it under wraps for now because it's a big secret. And so they didn't tell us, even as employees, too much, but they sent us the stuff. And I remember taking home the like marketing directive to read through it. And they had like the silhouette of the band, which was part of the marketing campaign. Like there was stickers and stuff, And my wife was a huge fan of that band at the time. So I'm sitting there reading at the table. She goes, "Are you guys doing something with the All-American Rejects?" And I was like, what? And she's like, well, how do you know that? And she like went and grabbed the CD because it's like the exact photograph of them from the CD. They just silhouetted the band. And she was like, this is, and I was like, oh, you're right. Like even the guitar, they just added like the island graphic on top of the silhouette of him, like the main guy holding the guitar on like the far left or something. And I'm like, this is literally just their album art. And they just silhouetted the band. But I was like, oh, all right. I guess I know the name of the band.
Let's see. I just looked up. I had one Bionicle set growing up, and I had to look up what it's called. It's called Tau, Licon, and Kikanalo.
That's my favorite set.
Is it?
That's my. When people have asked me what's my favorite Bionicle, that's because I said he's riding a horse.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, and then like his like thing turns into a surfboard.
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's the only Bionicle set I ever owned growing up.
That's a good one to own. That's a good. If you're gonna get a Bionicle set, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. You got a seal of approval there.
Yeah, Recon's great. I think there's a couple of sets out there that are like, yeah, these are the best that Bionicle had to offer in terms of like the experience for people who aren't really big into it, and that's probably one of them, I would say.
I like how some of them don't even have names. They're just labeled good guy white, good guy brown, bad guy green, bad guy yellow.
That's amazing. That's got to be some of the earlier ones, I would assume.
I think those are just promo pack ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they look pretty small.
Yeah. Usually they have names.
They're from 2008, so they're...
Jeff says those are made up words, Joseph.
That's what I was saying earlier, Jeff, that you can literally just like smash some words or some letters together and it sounds like a Bionicle.
It is kind of true.
Jala Anika.
Hey, Mom, can we have good guy yellow?
We already have that at home. And then you do the meme, what you have at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same, Mom.
One of my favorite pastimes while hanging out with everybody at TTV was going through Lego bootlegs of Bionicle characters, because the name translations are always just the funniest thing. For instance, there was one back in 2015 when Bionicle was relaunched. Lego released, Toa Gali, the Toa of Water. That was her name.
Yep.
And with that, I think it was Lepin, was the company that made the bootleg.
Always a winner.
Always a winner. They released their version of Toa Gali, Toa Gary, Toa of Water.
That's great.
Toa Gary, and I remember just dying of laughter when I saw that, because it's just so.
They have some funny names when it's like Ninja. Like they just take the Ninjago logo and then they crop it in a weird way and they change one of the letters to it. It's like, oh, it's just Ninja. Oh.
I don't know how they come up with some of the stuff they do.
Speaking of Bionicle, I have a friend. So is it like there was like a special promo mask or something called like the Mask of Water, and it's in a particular color that's rare, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So I have I have a friend who he was like experimenting with resin, and he made a fake one, and then he posted a video of himself lighting it on fire, and then urinating on it.
Oh,
and he posted it on BZ Power, and he got like IP banned.
Oh my god! So that I believe is like one of the rarest masks you can get. Like one of the rarest collectibles.
I think he told me it's like $500, and he was like, "Hey, you guys, look what I got!" And then he like destroyed it, but it was a fake, and people got all mad at him.
I could be wrong, but I think it might be more than 500. I think it might be.
Wasn't that Inside Tour?
That's it. Yeah, it's an Inside Tour.
Yeah, I actually had one of those. It was one of the first things I sold when I started selling stuff.
I'll again go off on a rabbit hole here trying to look up the price of it, but I believe it's really expensive to get one of those. So that's really funny that you would make
Let's
that
see.
video.
Ray says also not to be that guy, but nobody else is doing it. A lot of the early names are actual Maori words, so not all made up. And
That is
then,
fair. That is fair.
and then Jeff goes,
That's true.
"Congratulations, Ray, you're that guy."
I did hear that recently. I think it was actually on Jeff's show, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am mistaken. I don't recall us ever bringing up Bionicle, but how a lot of them are just like random words, like Pacific Islander words from just like, oh, that sounds exotic and interesting.
Yeah, I think it was a legal issue too at some point. I think
It was. Yeah, it was a big legal issue early on. I think because originally the villager characters were called Tahunga. And Lego actually had to change the name to Matoran because of potential legal issues. And that's actually why Jala, the character we're drawing right now, is spelled Jowler and not Jala, because it was originally spelled Jala. But I guess that was a Maori word, so they had to change that.
See, that's interesting. Look at that. Everyone get a little bit of an education.
Yeah.
We don't mention the B word on Tons of Fun. They mention all the other B words. Let's see here. You know, the times I've drawn Bionicle character, which I've done here or there every now and then for various things like contests and stuff. And I always like dive in. I'm like, oh, this is easy. I simplify these shapes here, a little square there, a little cylinder there. And I'm like, all right, now this is impossible. I was like, what am I doing? What am I even doing? What even is this? I
chose a kind of a hard character to draw. I won't lie. He's got a very weird.
That's okay. So let's just do a piston here. Just add pistons. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's a good rule.
That's like one of my unofficial rules. I'm like, I just add a piston on it. It'll be good.
That's kind of what they did.
I was still.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say that's what I did when I won that BZ Power shirt contest. I was like, I won this. I was like, oh, I just added pistons.
Yeah, that's basically what they did when they rebooted Bionicle, because like when it first came back in 2015, there was a lot of complaints that it wasn't like, I guess it was too smooth or it didn't feel like
it was before.
Right. Yeah. And then in 2016, what they did was they basically threw in a bunch of pistons everywhere.
I was not in charge of that campaign.
Well, I mean, everybody liked those designs, so it worked.
Oh, the pistons are back.
That's
Yay.
all.
Very convincing, Joseph. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking that, like, I mean, I'm not a Bionicle fan from the fact that, like, I don't mock with them. I think they're cool. I have no qualms against them.
Yeah.
But I just think that from the part of the community I was in is Castle, and in 2015, it was all about getting as like crunchy and gnarly and as many like half stud offsets you can get on a build. So maybe it was just like that time where everyone wanted like super gritty, greebled, like chunky things.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting, Joseph? I've always, in my mind, have kind of lumped you into like what I would consider like a pop culture builder.
Yeah, I kind of vibe with that.
Just because like I know you for like your Zelda stuff, and I put Zelda in. There's not ever really like a video game category ever anywhere, so it's like it's pop culture, and so like it makes sense because you're doing mostly Castle stuff from the video games, but like in my mind, Joseph Zawada is like a pop culture builder. That's like what I
do vibe with that, because I remember recently I was looking through all my portfolio of builds, and I've always just been like, oh, I'm a castle builder. And I'm like, less than half of my stuff is castle.
Am I though?
Yeah.
What even am I?
Sometimes I ask myself that every day.
Now we're getting real. Now we're getting to the real part of the program. Self-reflection, everybody.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I don't like me alone with my own thoughts. Not good.
That's pretty sick, Var. That's like comic level
Looks really good.
art over there.
Thank you.
This is the real show, ladies and gentlemen. I am just pretending. Just like, here we go. But that's like, I could totally see that as like an animated series. Like that's, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of our projects for TTV was imagining like a potential reboot for Bionicle in modern day Lego times, and one of the things that we did for that was developing like a hypothetical Bionicle cartoon.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of designs where I took the characters and turned them into like a Cartoon Network show, basically.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Thank
I
you.
will say that looks pretty sick.
I appreciate that, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You should what'd you say?
I quite like it.
Oh, okay. Be like, gotta draw more, but your job can suck the life out of you. So
Yeah,
I
that's
know
the
that
thing.
goes.
It's difficult. It's hard to keep up with my hobbies.
Yep.
Being an adult kind of sucks.
You know, it really does. It really does.
Yeah.
Oh, so hey, here's something that I was gonna bring up today. There is not going to be a show next Friday because I'm going to my first convention for the first time in a year.
Ooh.
So I will have a artist table at New England Comic-Con. So that'll be very excited. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm hoping people buy my stuff. This is an ongoing issue, Var. Nobody buys my stuff. So
no.
that'll be I'm feeling optimistic. I feel like it's very different when you're at a show to get people to buy stuff than like on the internet. So
Yeah, much easier.
Yeah,
People are
do
a lot more willing.
Yeah.
So that's next weekend.
I bought like 10 stickers from you last month.
I know you were very kind.
I think it's the expectation of it, because like people expect to be buying or spending money at like
yeah,
exactly.
You go in with like money to burn, and it's
exactly
in the impulse buy and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it, Joseph. It's not the needle isn't moving on anything though, so it's like, and I can't really do on demand. I have to kind of get all the product ahead of time because I want to do shows and stuff like that. So I can't do. It'd be a different scenario if it was all print on demand. But
I have an acquaintance, I should say, named Julie, and she is an artist. She does like more traditional mediums like watercolor, pastels, ink, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And she's a Twitch-based streamer, and her whole set is all drawings that she's done, and like she like animates all of her drawings, and it's actually very like I'm amazed how complex it looks. But she does a convention, I think it's coming up next month, called JulieCon, and what she does is she has like a table, and then I mean I haven't seen one live, but essentially she just puts her table out and people will buy things in her Twitch chat.
That's kind of amazing.
Jeff, no. Jeff, the answer is no.
What is Jeff saying? Joseph, is this the girl? Oh, well. That $40 should have kept you going for a while. Kevin says, Ray, you should be more thankful.
Jeff.
And thank you, Lindsay. I also hope I sell all the things.
So to explain Jeff's comment,
you don't even need to. It's fine.
Okay.
You don't even need to. It is quite all right. It is quite all right. Yeah. This is my completed artwork for this character. But you are definitely you're in your wheelhouse, so don't stop on my account. You do what you want to do.
No, we can move on to something else. That's fine with me. At this point, I'm basically just making them look prettier. I got the drawing down, so
but that honestly, that's sick. You should, and not in a bad way. That's what do the kids say? That's really cool. No, it's really, really, really nice. That definitely looks like legit like concept art for like a series. Like it's
thank you.
Pretty good. Finish that bad boy up and sell it.
Jeff,
boy.
I will not be telling the story for the very reasons why I explained why I won't give you more information. So We're
There
gonna
you
have
go.
to end the conversation there.
I love it. All right, so next one. I guess I'll pick the next one. Let's see, what do we got here?
The one that Joey recommended, where is it? Chibi Robo would be good for black and white because he's just
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Because you have 5
Good
minutes
point.
left until color.
Let's do it. Yeah, that was at 10:21. All right, 10:21. Where are you?
Are you here, son?
Oh, hang on 1 second. Okay, where did that comment go? Oh, that was a little while ago. 10:21, 10:20. Oh, it's already lost. It's lost to the stream chat. All right, I'll put it in here. Maniac 4 bricks. Chibi Robo. Joey says he digs your style, your art style.
Hey, thank you, Joey.
All right, put that. What's up, Brick Vibe? Nice to see you. All right, put this on the screen.
Zawada told too much and not enough at the same time. Masterful storytelling.
Yeah, isn't that great? That's good. All right, let's get this one up here. Chibi Robo. Let me look this up. Yeah, I could see like exactly that perspective of the character, like just like a bust of it, and then kind of like slice it off in some kind of I don't know, some kind of angle, and then having like a series of those, like a sticker set or something.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
I just pitch ideas. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let that percolate for a while. Hello, Mid Blue. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for watching.
Hiya.
All right, so Chibi Robo. Yeah, I definitely remember this guy running around with the plug.
Chibi Robo.
Mm-hmm. And I think he has a gold form too, if I'm not mistaken.
If you don't know this character, Var, as soon as you see it, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know this character."
Yeah, no, I recognize him. I never played the game before, but I've definitely seen him before.
I have also never played the game. Is this a singular game? A series of games? It's got to be
series.
Yeah, it's got to be a series. Has to.
Yeah, it's a series of adventure video games, according to Wikipedia, which is the most trustworthy of sources.
Absolutely.
Speaking of lesser known games, I was looking through the Nintendo eShop, and there was this game, and just from the thumbnail, like the cover art, I was like, I need to see what this nonsense is. And I watched it, and it's like I didn't buy it, for the record. It's like it's essentially, I think it's like a dating sim, but you're dating a bunch of like succubuses. And I watched and it said like something succubus 3. And I was like, okay. And then I scrolled down like further, and then I see that there was like the same game 2. I'm like, well, now I'm curious what this trailer was, and it was the same exact trailer.
Okay.
And I was like, what is the difference between these games? Like,
interesting.
Because they just put the same trailer on all of them. But I'm not going to spend the money to find out. So,
wait, so there were 2 different games with the same trailer?
Yeah.
Maybe there were different versions of the game.
Maybe, but it wasn't. It didn't say like remastered or
right.
It literally said like something 1, 2, and 3, and 2 and 3 had the same trailer.
That actually reminds me of, and he's here in the chat, when Joey bought a Switch game, I remember, and then he put the game into the system, and it was actually like a Dragon Ball Z game, and it was just like labeled wrong, but like it was kind of trippy because he did like a whole video of him putting the cartridge into the system and turning it on and showing you it's like, this is not supposed to be this game. It was like, that's really weird.
You know what I just thought of? I had a friend, he lived across the street from me, and he was like my friend with all the video games. He had tons of them.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
we all
I have
had that friend.
Yeah, I have 2 interesting stories about him actually. And like his parents, like my parents would only let me play games that were like within like a certain like I had to wait until I was like maybe 10 to play The Sims because The Sims was rated teen. So my parents like, okay, 3 years we can vibe with that. 3 years too young, whatever. But I was over at his house and he had this game, and I forgot what it was called, but it said like rated TW for tweens, and it was like a high school, which I thought was weird. I was like, that's not a real rating. But it was like a high school like or middle school simulator game, but everything it said was so weird and I was really confused. And he's like, oh, it's a fake video game. It's like a spoof. And then like if you opened it, it was literally like a piece of paper, like a piece of cardboard as the disc. And I'm like, who would buy this? It's like I guess it was like a gag gift that he had received. But it was like a fake video game.
Huh.
I don't know. The other interesting story about him is one day he like called me on the phone on the landline. He would always get called because his phone number was one number off from the local Pizza Hut, so people would always call him at his house to order pizza, and he's like, "No,
that's a nightmare."
Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
No, this is Kyle. Like essentially, but so he called me one day. And he's like, hey, can I come over? I think my copy of Super Smash Brothers Melee is broken. I want to try it on your GameCube. I was like, oh, yeah, sure. You can come on over. So he came over and it worked. Or no, it didn't work on my machine either. And he's like, well, can you try your version? Because maybe it's like they did like there's something wrong with like all the games. Which I'm like, I don't think that they did updates back then, so I don't think so. Yeah. Yep. So he put it in there. He put mine in, and it worked perfectly fine. And then he left. And then like the next day, when I tried to play Super Smash Brothers, my game stopped working. And I was like, something is amiss. So I was like, did you take my game? And he was like, no. I said, yes, you did. I was like, you took my game. He's like, no, I didn't. And so my parents have to get involved and be like, look, your kid came over yesterday. His game doesn't work. Now my kid's doesn't work and your kid's does. And like our parents have to get involved because the kid like refused to deny it or like refused to admit that he stole my game.
Oh my God. Sometimes I'm like, is Joseph Sawada real? Is this, you have amazing stories. And I'm like, it could be scripted into a sitcom. It really could.
That kid got me in a lot of trouble growing up. He almost got me
your game back.
I did, yeah. He eventually gave it back to me. Under the it's an honest mistake. He must have been confused. Which like, yeah, sure, whatever. He got me in like a lot of trouble once. It was when Yu-Gi-Oh was really popular, and I never watched much of the show. I didn't have like cable growing up, so I never saw it. But I guess there was like an evil card that like made all of your cards evil, but super powerful. But it was like this like demon card essentially. Like it was like in the lore, it's like you shouldn't use this card. It's banned. And they never released it in a physical copy. It was just for the anime. But some guy in my school named Cody had like printed it and literally just like glued it to a card and then told everyone that he had it. He's like, yeah, I got the card, blah, 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 blah. And then this friend, Kyle, which, look, I'm not that cool. I get that. I get a little bit too into video games. I have action figures. I get that. This guy was like a few steps further than me, especially at the time, because he like believed that this kid, he's like, no, this card is evil. And now our only option is to like fight this kid.
So that we can stop his conquest.
So we can stop his evil like conquest. And I was 2 grades younger, so I was like, young and stupid and like easily manipulated.
Like, this is my time.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, totally. Like, we have to take this kid down. And then literally like there was literally kids picking side on which side of this fight they were gonna happen over a stupid Yu-Gi-Oh card. And then it got a little bit dark because then one kid advised weaponry, and that's that's when one of the kids told his dad, who was the sheriff of our town, and then it got a little bit messy. So I got a 3-day suspension, not suspension, recess. Wow. I couldn't go to recess for 3 days.
So here's my Chibi Robo.
He's cute.
He's adorable.
I think yours is turning into Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know the only thing missing from this? It's tiny little people running over. Every single one is gigantic. Not that don't let me art direct you. But that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I kind of went a little wild with the.
Looks like Mr. Stark got a hold of this one. Like, I'm gonna give you a new suit. But yeah, that is definitely an adorable little robot guy.
Yeah, very cute.
Never played any of the games, but he does look pretty adorable. Mm-hmm. Jeff says, I would mess with people a lot because, hey, you need to learn how to use a phone, ya knob. I like that, ya knob. Let's see. Ghost freaking talking Metal Sonic. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Metal Sonic's a great one.
Metal Sonic's a good suggestion. Lindsay says, gather around the chat. It's a Joseph story. Lays on belly with legs in the air. Let's see, Bobo Laveau. And that time you looked up things in the encyclopedia to play Leisure Suit Larry. I remember the very, very, very first Leisure Suit Larry. My dad had that game. And I was like, why can't I play your video game? It's like, because my dad never played video games. And I think his brother got it for him, I think. So it was like my uncle. And it's definitely not a kid game. But I was like, I need to play this game because you have a game in this house and I can't play it. So that's going to happen for sure. I was like, and I remember playing it and I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel.
So that's why you didn't want me to play it.
Fazoom says, back. Thanks for drawing my suggestion. Yeah, we drew the little guy. VAR made him gigantic and the size of a building, and he also has super muscle arms. But it was a very interesting suggestion. It was very odd. So yeah, anytime you're ready, let me know and we can go on to the next one.
All right. Yeah, we can move on.
All right. So this one is, I think this is you. You get to pick the next one.
All right. Well, I want to do Metal Sonic.
Okay, we can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So Metal Sonic, that was very recent. Let's see right here.
Favorite. There was a Sonic movie that I watched as a kid and that had Metal Sonic in it. It was. I rewatched that thing every day. Annoyed the heck out of my mom.
Fazoom says, "I know it's awesome." All right, Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic. Yeah, Metal Sonic's pretty evil looking, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he has that like potential, like heart of gold. I mean, he's always a villain, but you never know. He's a product of his circumstance. You take him out of the control of Dr. Robotnik, then maybe he could be used for good.
I like how you call him Dr. Robotnik because that's who he is. And I can never call him Eggman. I'm like, that's not Eggman, that's Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, I don't know when that the switch happened, because when I grew up he was Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
But then he became Eggman.
Yeah. He even had a mean bean machine. Dr. Robotnik's mean bean machine. And I was like, are we fighting Dr. Mario? Is that what we're doing here? But yeah, he eventually changed into Eggman, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
All right.
Oh, enjoy the beach, Fazoom. That's exciting.
Yeah, nice. Enjoy that. Did you already get the? Did you already hit up the Waffle House, Fazoom? Waffle House first, then beach. There was a Flash animation series called what was it called? Super Mario Bros. Z, maybe. It was one of those, like Born on Newgrounds once upon a time. Mm-hmm. And it was Mario and Luigi teamed up with Sonic, and they were trying to get the Chaos Emeralds, and it was this I was really invested in this. And it went on for years, and then it never finished. But my little like claim to fame was that I really liked it, and so one day for fun, I like redesigned the logo, just like a fan thing. I was like, I really like this series. Here's this logo I did, and then the owner of the creator of the show was like, I like your logo. Can I like use your logo instead of my logo? And I was like, yeah, you can.
So cool.
And so then they updated their logo and replaced it with mine, and they used that for years and years. And then somebody else like made it more like CG, because I just drew it, and then somebody else later on like made it a CGI version of that logo. I was like, oh, that's cool.
And then it became very successful. They all became millionaires, and you didn't get any royalties.
I don't think it ever even finished. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if that is. It's like, well, I lose. No, my only like, the only thing that actually did almost become like up to this point in my life that was like almost a thing was when I was in my senior year of college. A lot of the professors were really, to their credit, really trying to help us, get out there and get into the industry as artists and stuff. So they were doing a lot of things. And so one of my professors introduced me to a animation studio producer in Denver. And he was in the middle of putting together a pitch for an animated series on Cartoon Network. And I was like, oh. And so he hired me to do some concept artwork and some storyboards. And then he took those to Cartoon Network and had a meeting with them. And he asked me if I wanted to go. He couldn't pay my way or anything, but he's like, you're welcome to go. And I was like, do you not remember my story about working 2 jobs? And like, I do not have money to buy plane tickets. So I couldn't go with him, but he took pictures for me, which was really nice of him. He took pictures of the 2 guys he had a meeting with holding my artwork. And it was Craig McCracken, who did like Powerpuff Girls.
Oh yeah.
And the other guy, I don't remember his name, but he did My Life as a Teenage Robot. And that was the meeting he had. And so these 2 like, industry animators, show creators were holding my artwork for this guy's show. They didn't pick it up. They were like, I'm not feeling it. But I was like, that could have been amazing.
It is still quite cool to be like validated by leaders in an industry.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah,
it was pretty neat.
That picture, I mean, that's really cool.
Let's see. Joey says, thanks for choosing my request. The Sonic, yeah, no problem. The Sonic OVA was interesting to watch recently. What is OVA?
I don't know the exact words that OVA represents, but it's basically like an independent kind of animation, sort of like separate from the main series. So like if you have like a TV show and there's an OVA, like Gundam has a lot of OVAs.
Okay.
It could be like its own individual story that isn't directly tied to the main canon or the main narrative.
Oh, interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Yeah, how I've always seen it is like cartoons or anime based off of like publications, and then if they run out of publications, they'll throw in a independent story season that's like normally not consequential to the main storyline. That's how I've normally seen it used.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Gotcha.
They could be really cool though, because like since they're not tied to any like predetermined narrative or anything, they can get really fun and creative with it. Do some stories they wouldn't otherwise do.
Gotcha.
So, and I believe Metal Sonic comes from an OVA. So he was a character that was created specifically for this original unique story that I believe he was so popular that they made him like an actual character, a recurring character. So
that's quite cool.
I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that's how that happened.
Gotcha. Hopefully, hopefully today you get a little bit of a inspiration bug, maybe to do a little bit more drawing. Again, if your job doesn't kill you too much.
Yeah, I mean, this has been kind of fun. It's nice to stretch my muscles a little bit and draw sometimes. So
The world
good to
needs
have
a
an
little bit
excuse
more
to
of
do it.
your artwork out there. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna put that out there.
Well, I appreciate that. I will consider giving the world what it wants, maybe.
Okay.
but
Well,
what has the world ever done for me?
what does the world know? Yeah. So the commission. So I commissioned VAR years ago at this point, but
Has
there
it
was
really been years?
It's been years.
I guess it has been, huh?
It's been years. Remember that time warp we talked about? So when he had commissions open once upon a time, I was like, oh, I should get in on this because he's got some good stuff. But I didn't really know what I wanted you to do. I was like, I don't know what I want him to do. And I mean, yeah, definitely you shine with like the, robot, Bionicle-ish kind of stuff. I get that. And so I was like, how about you take my sig fig and make it a Bionicle character?
Mm.
And I was still really impressed with the thing that really impressed me the most was the necktie. Like, because you turn the necktie into like a chest plate, and I'm like, yes, that's it. There it is. There it is. And I mean, there was other really clever stuff you did, like incorporating the facial hair into like the robotic.
That was the hardest
mask and
part, I
stuff.
think.
But for me, I was the most impressed with how you made the tie like this symbol on the chest plate. I'm like, that's it. That's clever. It's clever stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a fun one. I liked trying to figure out how to turn like a human person into a robotic type thing. So
Yeah. And I mean, that was even one more step complicated because not only was it like, well, yeah, it's based on me, but it's also based on this Lego toy, which already has weird proportions. And so it's like taking a thing based on a thing based on a thing.
yes, pretty much.
It's like, you'll be fine. Mid Blue says, I think that OVA was based on the Sonic CD game, and I definitely agree. VAR's art is great. There you go. Look at that.
Thanks.
Look at that.
Thanks.
The people want it, but what has the world ever done for me? What has the world ever done for me? So how about video games? I'm assuming you like video games.
Yeah.
You got a favorite video game?
Let me think. Favorite video game. I could go. So here's the thing with asking what my favorite thing is.
Oh. Oh, all
I
right.
like a lot of things for a lot of different reasons.
Got it.
So like,
Gotcha.
what is my favorite video game? Well, I could go classic. Like I grew up with the Jack and Daxter series.
Okay.
And that was I mean that was my early obsession. I love the series of games. I really like Mass Effect if we're going more modern. That series is really good. Mass Effect 2 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I also really like Bloodborne. That was a PS4 exclusive by I don't even remember the studio's name. I'm blanking on them now. But they also made Dark Souls.
Okay, I know that one.
Yeah, so I like Dark Souls too, but I really, really liked Bloodborne for its like Lovecraftian gothic aesthetic. Thought it was a really, really cool like art style.
Gotcha.
That was just really cool. And you can like fight werewolves and monsters and stuff. So cool concept there.
You definitely get points though, because I don't think I've ever had somebody respond with, here's the problem with asking me that question. That's a great response to anything, really.
Never ask me that again.
Here's the problem with what you just asked. I'm like, oh, all right. I love it. It's good stuff. Ghost Freaking Talking says Jack and Daxter 1 was amazing, but when they turned it into a GTA ripoff, he was out.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing with it being a GTA ripoff was that as a kid, I wasn't allowed to play GTA, but I was allowed to play Jak 2. So I was able to kind of get my my GTA experience through Jak 2, and it was like GTA Lite, where it was basically the fundamentals of that game, but it was in a different, more appropriate kind of window dressing.
Yeah.
Where I could play it and not get in trouble.
What's up, Hawkeye? Hawkeye Lego Man is here.
Jack 1 was really good though. I really like that. And I mean, I don't necessarily mind the shift in tone and visual. It is very funny though. Oh, I didn't mention Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is like my favorite game of all time too.
So here's this. Okay, Kingdom Hearts. Let's take this.
Okay.
I've never played any of them in my life.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I've admired them from afar. I'm like, this looks like a really cool game, and I like the art direction on this, and it looks like it's like a lot of fun. Like I feel like I'd enjoy this. And we were at the store yesterday. We were at Newberry Comics in Boston, and I was with Brian and Steve, and I was like, I really would like to play Kingdom Hearts one day. And they both like immediately were like, you don't ever want to play that. I was like, what? In unison. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh,
don't listen to them.
And I was like, explain to me why I don't ever want to. And they said that like the storyline makes no sense, and like across the franchise. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, I still really want to play it, but they were pretty adamant that I don't want to ever play that game. Like, oh.
Kingdom Hearts is a game that's more about feeling and emotion than it is like comprehensive narrative. Because the story definitely makes. I mean, if you try to really make sense of it logically, it's just like there's it.
You could do that with so many things, right? There's so many things in like media that you're like, well, if you try to make sense out of this, it's kind of
exactly. Kingdom Hearts is definitely one of those things. It's very nonsensical. A lot of it's nonsensical, overcomplicated, and it's better to just not worry about it and just go with the flow.
Gotcha.
I will also say, Kevin, I would not base what video games you play off of Brian Saviano's opinion. I don't think Brian has ever met a game that didn't start with Mario that he enjoyed. Literally, on the direct, every game, he's like, oh, this looks like trash. Oh, I hate this game. Oh, this looks boring. Ugh, anime. And then Rabbids and Mario shows up, and he's like, finally, a quality game. Finally, Nintendo has their act together.
Oh, here he is. You got him out of hiding.
Uh-oh.
Right into the chat.
Literally, every time I'm chatting, most of it is, and I've spoken to Brian about this, him and I have the exact opposite taste in games. Everything I enjoy and recommend to him, he's like, that's a horrible game. It's like, I love RPGs. He hates them. He loves platformers. I despise them. It's like, no matter what, be it stylistically, Joe, you want to talk. Every game, we just have opposing video game opinions.
That's great. I love it. It was immediately after you start saying that, all of a sudden it's like, I have appeared. That's great. Yeah, he says, Brian says, no, Kingdom Hearts is about shoehorning Disney IP into a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong. I would just say that that's more of a perspective.
But that's one of your favorite games, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also a kid. Like, I was a kid when I played it. So for me, I didn't have the perspective of knowing what an IP was, or like how these are two different franchises or anything. Like, I just went into it and enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah. Wasn't the most recent or the last, wasn't that kind of recently?
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out 3 years, I think.
Yeah. Because I remember the internet was all ablaze about that. They were like, yay, we finally get like something. And I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah. I think it's a lot like why I like Bloodborne. It's just very cool theming and atmosphere and whatnot. I don't know. I like it. It's got a very kind of gothic horror vibe almost in a way, but it's like for kids. So it's hard to explain. But I feel like if you played that first game, you kind of feel what I'm talking about. Especially like that the very first like 10 minutes or so really kind of conveys the feeling of the series.
Nice. Everybody, thanks again. Just want to take an opportunity to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being here today, joining me and Var and Joseph Zawada as we talk robots and life and stuff like that. Make sure you like the stream. Otherwise, I will be very sad.
Aw.
Don't let me be sad.
Yeah, don't let that happen, guys.
So yes, hit all the likes, all that stuff. It is appreciated. It's definitely appreciated. Oh, you know what? If you don't like the stream, this guy is gonna come make sure. This terrifying Boston Robotics dog is gonna come and make sure you like the stream.
He'll come tune you up.
Yeah, he will.
Get the crap
Oh
out
my
of you when you
goodness.
Like it.
Here's so there's my finished Metal Sonic.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, nice.
Very
Came out
ominous.
Really good. Yeah.
Thank you. Nick says, I just remembered it felt like 30 years between releases for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it definitely did. Definitely did.
How I feel about Bayonetta. They didn't mention anything in the E3. I was really upset.
All right.
I believe it. I believe that.
They also didn't mention Animal Crossing, which I thought was an odd choice.
We're getting the gang all together here. Look at this. Everybody's coming together.
It's the new Avengers.
So for the next one, do you want to do Joseph's idea, which was Aunt Fanny?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, now I need to write it in the chat. Let me grab my oh, wait. Where's my phone? Oh, no.
Oh,
Where's my phone?
I'm all aflutter. Where's everything?
I forgot that I can't comment on this. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying. That's the one thing that's annoying is that you can't, unless you're the owner, they don't let you actively type in the chat on this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at the muscles on that guy, though. That's right there. That's just. I think the flex is what caused the nuclear bomb in the back. Awesome. All right, so Joseph Zawada would like Aunt Fanny from Robots.
All right.
Your soul is mine. Oh my goodness gracious.
Gosh, I gotta shrink them more. All right, well, I'll do it later. Aunt Fanny.
Aunt Fanny.
I just like that they made all like they took all the standard robot things and then just put them in funky colors, so she comes off as like she has like all that stuff like tacky jewelry. I find that fun.
All right. What am I gonna do with this one?
I mean, you could just draw it and it's entertaining enough, but you can do anything you want to.
Yeah, I feel like I got to do something though. I feel like I have to.
You have been adding
this.
you have definitely been adding a nice little twist to each thing. So.
Think about it. The movie Robots is kind of dark. I mean, it's literally about like this guy like rounding up all the old robots and then literally melting them down for parts for like fancy new robots.
But isn't it which animation studio did this one? Is this because I feel like this is the same place that you get like movies like Ants, which is like Bugs Life but like much darker.
I think you're right on. I think that's exactly what it
who made this? Blue Sky Studios and 20th Century Studios.
Oh, and Blue Skies is the Blue Skies doesn't exist anymore. Actually, Blue Sky Studios was in Connecticut, down in Stamford. One of the guys I went to college with got a job there, and I think just last year, Disney bought Blue Skies and then shut them down.
Oh, that's too bad.
So they let go of every single person that worked at Blue Sky Studios.
Well, that's great.
Terrible.
It is terrible. But my friend was able to, he's a very, very talented artist and animator, and he was almost unemployed for like a ridiculously short amount of time. He's already animation director at Warner Brothers now.
Oh,
it's like, well, that's good. I mean, I'm happy that, there's a lot of other people clearly affected too, but
certainly
there was only one person I knew. But yeah, they were, it all happened really fast too. And it was kind of recent, like, because Blue Sky did all the Ice Age movies too. And he posted up something like, I can't believe that we got bought out by Disney and they don't want us to be here anymore. It's like, well, That seems
Rest in
familiar.
peace.
Yeah, that was just a straight up destroy the competition move, I guess, right there.
Catch and kill. Catch and kill.
Yeah.
Aunt Fanny. She is kind of ridiculous. She's got like almost like a doctor's old school cartoony doctor where they have the big like reflecting dish on their forehead.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Power of the mouse. That's right. That is a Fanny.
Oh my goodness.
And then put the little people running on top of the fence.
Great idea.
Oh man.
Terrorizing the whole robot city.
Are you going to be on the Tons of Fun tonight, Joseph?
Plan to, yeah.
What's
If
the
I get the
topic?
link, I should say.
What's the? Do you know what the
If-
theme or topic or whatever?
If
Is?
I'm not mistaken, I think it's the Lego week.
Oh, all right, I'm out.
So yeah, enjoy your night off.
I'm off tonight. But I do remember that was coming up. Was that there was going to be for the show, right? For the Lego Masters show. That's fine. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. Once a month, though, I like Jeff's philosophy of how he does the show. He's like, just one day a month, one stream a month. That's all you need. I subscribe.
I thought it's every week.
No, the Lego themed show.
Oh, okay. I'll say it's every week. What are you talking about?
The Lego show is only one week.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm down with that.
She's got these weird like plates of her face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the design aesthetic is really crazy on this character.
She has lots of like, I've heard it described as like
Yeah.
ant jewelry.
Yeah, that yep.
Big chunky costume jewelry that she probably bought off of like HSN.
Act fast. Don't want to miss out.
There's this thing of Liza Minnelli, and like she, I guess, had a collection with like QVC or one of those, and she's there like showing off her collection, and then there's like the standard HSN host there, and they're showing all the ways that you can wear this scarf, and the host is like, yeah, you can also wrap it around like this, and Liza's like, oh no, absolutely not, do not do that, no, not allowed, no, which I thought was so funny.
You cannot do that. If you
Not
do
with my
anything,
product.
don't do that.
Yeah, and then I swear she like picks up one of the rings that she's selling in her collection. She goes like, oh gosh, that's awful. She's like, I thought I rejected that design on air. Like,
That's pretty good. Oh man.
HSN has some really funny moments because it's
Yeah.
it's
I
like,
used
Well-
like once upon a time, I don't like one of those clip shows, you know, that just takes clips from other things. There was maybe it was like the soup or Talk Soup or something. I think it was Talk Soup, then it turned into the soup, and then now like that's kind of like the whole Tosh.0 formula.
mm-hmm.
But I remember there was a segment on one of those shows I used to watch, which was all about grabbing stuff from the Home Shopping Network, and they had such amazing clips that they would find.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember one about some guy trying to sell like a painting of a horse, and it was like a whole thing, and just hilarity and nonsense.
Yeah, some of the things that they'll do. I mean, I get it. Like, no shame in your overpriced selling game, but like the Liza Minnelli scarf, they're like, oh, you can wrap it around your wrist and make it into a bracelet. It's a scarf, and literally, it's like it looks like she has like a cast on because it's this massive scarf that she's trying to like fashion into a brooch, a hairband, anything she could do, and it just looks terrible every single way except for, funny enough, as
The way
a
it's
scarf.
intended. I'm telling you, this will help you lose weight. This will help you find health and happiness. Oh, It also works as a scarf.
Do you remember those like Live Strong like health bands that
Yeah.
everyone was wearing?
Yeah, I remember those.
Those were very popular, and my parents would never buy them because if I recall, they were kind of expensive. Maybe
Yeah,
they were maybe like $15 or something.
Wasn't
for
that
like
all Lance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, absolutely not. We're not paying for that. And like I found a knockoff one, but everyone at school had one.
Yeah. That was really big when I was growing up because I grew up in Austin, so that's like local hero.
Mm.
Aren't they supposed to be like a good luck charm or something? Like if you wore them, you had good luck.
No, they were like, oh, it increases balance. Like I remember,
Right, that's what it was.
It was like, oh,
Some
it'll
weird stuff like
help
that.
you like run faster and be more athletic, and you'll look better. You'll lose weight. Your hair will grow faster. Or like
People will love you. It's all about everything. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of those. You go into the mall and there was the guys who are like, can I talk to you for a second? It's like, oh no.
Yeah.
What do you want? And they're like, put this on. I'm gonna try to tip you. Oh look, now it didn't work the next time. Yeah, because I already know what you're gonna do.
I went to one of the, I won't go in because like literally his little speech was like borderline like explicit. And I was like, goodness gracious, like what are you talking about? He was trying to convince me to buy this product. I'm like, I'm just convinced that you're horrifying. Like, leave me alone. Like, he's like, oh, look at this product. You can use it for this. You can even use it for this. I was like, ew.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm like, leave me alone.
Let's see. Nick says, I had a HSN issue once in my life. I couldn't stop buying 49ers stuff during their NFL night. That can be a problem.
I love this Aunt Fanny.
That's great.
God, how do you draw a circle?
She's kind of shaped like there's like an ant.
You know what's so funny, Var, is last time on the very last episode I was drawing Stewie Griffin. And he's got like that football head shape.
Yeah.
And I kept drawing the stupid shit. I was like, drew the shape, nope, drew the shape, nope, drew the shape, nope. And I think Ray was on with me if I'm remembering right. And he's a fellow artist too. And he's like, draw it, just draw it, draw this. Like, stop it. You're making it worse. You're making it worse as I keep trying to draw this stupid. And it's like, I know how to draw a stupid circle. Why is this so difficult? Why is this so hard? But it's that brief little moment when you're just hitting the, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Why is this not working?
Every time. Oh boy.
We're about to get to the fanny here, Joseph.
Yay.
We haven't got to the fanny yet on mine, but we're about to get to the fanny.
Don't they like ride around in it, if I'm not mistaken? At one point in the movie, she like literally like opens she like opens it and like all these people like spill out of it.
You're right.
Yeah, I think I heard the kid screaming too, Ray. My son is home. My youngest son got back from being with grandma.
Aw.
So that means he's up to no good.
Does this grandma, is she the kind that just spoils them rotten?
Oh, causing lots of issues.
Wow.
But yes,
Oh,
it's like
cheek.
There is a slight groove. There is a very subtle groove to it.
All right. I have to adjust this now.
This changes everything. Yeah. My mother likes to know like what are the rules and then she breaks them.
Mm.
Can he have soda? No. All right, I'll make sure I get him a 12-pack of soda. Like, oh, good. All right, well. It's got like this steampunk bar coming out of this. Hold this up.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
It's like a Bionicle, random pistons.
Rob's gonna say random pistons. There they are. There's like little gauges.
My God, this should not be as hard as it is. Just draw
Yeah.
a spherical. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, yep.
There we go.
I don't even need to see to know. I don't even need to see it. Here we are. All these like jewels. I guess they're kind of like jewels. Like on the side here. Yeah, it definitely looks like there's like a compartment. It's got like a trunk that you can open.
At one point, I'm pretty sure they sneak in there. Like I think they're like fugitives, so they hide inside.
Got to hide in the fanny.
Yeah.
This is the way. This is definitely not a character I probably would have ever drawn unless it was requested on this show. So
I don't see why not. She's a great character.
I don't know either. I mean, that's probably just a poor foresight on my part, but
a bad taste, some would say.
Yeah, some would say that. I wouldn't, but some would say that. Yeah, that's one of the things I do enjoy about this show is that like I get suggestions and I'm like, I would never draw this person. Like this is pretty good.
I can't say that I would have ever thought to draw Aunt Fanny either.
Right?
I didn't think we would be doing this when I suggested that.
You mean this was not your first thought in your mind? Was this? Let's see. Not sure which is more accurate between the two ants. Ray says, after my kid came home from grandma's after the last stream, she came back with 2 new toys, a bag of candy, and an entire bottle of live tadpoles.
Whoa.
That is par the course right there. That's perfect. Are you guys having pets? No. All right, I got him a dog. What are you doing? Stop
Not
it.
a pet, it's a friend.
Quit it. Yeah, all the time. My mother does that all the time, constantly. Like, please don't do that. But my son's funny because he's like, he'll walk in the door, be like, guess what grandmother let me do? Like, what? I got to drink soda all night. I was like, oh. And that is why you don't have it at home.
Does she have like a little butt kickstand? What is that?
Oh, like a little wheel or something.
Oh,
I think.
it is.
I think
wheel.
it's
Okay.
a yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight. Counterbalance.
That it's just to hold up a lot of ladies, so she needs some help.
That's true. Very true. It's funny because I was having a I don't know if you'd say it was an argument. I was having a stern conversation with my mother once upon a time, and she was like, "Well, I don't understand why you don't let him have." And it was specifically about soda. There's other issues, but this one was about soda because we just don't drink. I mean, I have soda every now and then, but we don't have it in the house. And she said, "I don't understand why you don't let him have soda." And I was like, "Because every time he's with you, you let him have it. So that's enough." Because we don't want you to let him have it, and you do it anyway. So there's no point in bringing it home because it'll just be here, or it'll just be with you. It's like, well, I let you have it. I'm like, well, but we are not the same person. I don't like paying for dental work. Everything's good in moderation.
Yeah, I've been off soda for, what is it now? 4 months, 3 months?
It's a world of difference, isn't it? It's a world of difference.
Yeah, I've been drinking. It's weird drinking. I mean, I used to drink lots of Gatorade because I find the taste of plain water revolting. I used to do lots of Gatorade, but now I haven't been able to find my favorite Gatorade flavors. Sugar-free, they only have like the sugared ones.
Do you drink like tea or coffee?
No. Nope.
No. Gotcha.
So pretty much all I drink, well, recently, so the past few days, it's just been Propel. It's been strawberry kiwi Propel.
Gotcha.
It's been my kick.
What's your drink of choice, Var?
I usually go for energy drinks. So a lot worse than soda.
It is. I mean, hey, don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I drink a lot of energy drinks, way more than I should.
Which brand?
Well, see, I drink so many energy drinks that I kind of just drink them all.
I just mix all the brands together in a cocktail and just drink them.
Usually, I guess the go-to is usually a Monster, but sometimes, I'll go for some Red Bull here. I'll go some NOS, some NOS there.
Oh, go ahead, Jess.
My parents both drank the purple Monster. It's like the embossed can. It's their favorite one, or the pink one.
During my Walmart stint, when I did overnight, because humans are not normally meant to stay up all night. I did live on. It was the only time in my life that I lived on energy drinks, and it started to cause major chest issues. And then I remember, like, I went to the doctor about something else, and he's like, "I think you're having mini heart attacks." I'm like, "Oh,
that's horrifying."
I should probably stop. But the energy drink I had was Rockstar.
Yeah. Rockstar's pretty good. I like Rockstar.
It was like the one I did like a trial through a bunch of them, and I was like, it was the only one I wasn't as disgusted with. It's like, well, like I tried Red Bull, and I was like disgusted with Red Bull. I was like, I can't take this one, can't do it. But and now, so then I stopped doing that, but then I also stopped working at Walmart, so I didn't need to stay up all night. And then I didn't start drinking coffee until I started working for Lego, and when I did international travel. I realized, even though a lot of my coworkers made fun of me, that it was much, much, much harder to stay awake when you're 8 hours outside your time zone than I thought it was going to be. Because they're like, "Oh, we're having our early morning meeting." I'm like, "This is 3 a.m. No, it's not. It's 8 a.m. here in sunny Denmark. I'm like, I feel like it's 3 a.m. So I had my first cup of coffee when I was during a trip there, and I have never gone back since then. But I don't put a lot of junk in my coffee, so I most of the time I drink it black, so it's not as bad as it could be. It does what I need it to do.
I like coffee. Coffee's pretty good. The issue with coffee is that I always have to use the bathroom after I drink coffee.
Well, and if you're driving around in a truck,
exactly,
probably not helpful.
It unfortunately makes it a lot harder for me, so I don't get to drink a lot of coffee nowadays. But.
Larry says, "I have a 16-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 21-year-old at home again. Drink of choice, bourbon." I thought they were all gone. I thought that's what Larry had said at some point. Is all of his kids were gone and out at some point recently. False alarm. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. It's like they're playing. They're like having a wonderful play date.
Yeah, they're happy to be there.
We're just happy to be here. That's
they're not happy.
Oh, it's actually
they're trying to escape.
There's a gravitational pull they cannot get away from. That's just that's good stuff. VAR Y says purple. Why have you done this? Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, no.
Wait, there's...
Everyone's just fending for themselves. I'm sorry, friend.
Oh, no, that is an interesting development there, Larry. Says his 18-year-old was supposed to move out and move in with the 21-year-old, and instead they both moved back home. It's like, well, not quite how that was supposed to go down.
All right. Well, I think I'm done with her. I think she's
I mean, you can't really do much more.
I think she's perfect.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. I just need to finish coloring a little bit and then I'm done. You beat me on this one. Good job.
All right.
Good work. You win this round. And I'll be back.
Thank you both for amusing me with drawing Aunt Fanny.
Well, it is definitely helpful to have someone here with collecting stuff, so it's no problem. Makes a difference. Makes a big difference with the show.
But no one has suggested anything in a long while.
Shrink everything down.
Oh, no new suggestions? We still have quite a few.
Yeah, we still got a few other ones.
in the old repository.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I am now. Oh, let me add one thing. Almost done. And sometimes the thing I really enjoy is when, like I was saying earlier, I draw these things that I would never draw, and then I post up like the social graphic when it's done saying, hey, here's what I drew today. And people that, don't necessarily ever watch the show but follow me online, they'll like pick up on one of those really oddball things. They're like, I can't believe you drew Aunt Fanny. And I'm like, I wasn't. I mean, somebody told me to draw it. But like they get like really excited because they're like, oh, somebody else likes this character. And I'm like, well, that somebody else may not be me, but that's fine. I'm glad you're happy. All right, now I am finished with this. So here's Aunt Fanny up here.
Oh, that's really good.
She looks so cute. Look at her.
She's adorable. But you definitely have a very interesting theme going on with yours. With yours, Var.
Bros Talks Comics. I think we have 40 minutes left.
Yep, 40 minutes. And hello, welcome back. Good to see you. Speak for yourself, Joey. What did Joey say? I don't want to be caught in the valley, says Joey. And Nick's like, speak for yourself. So Nick wants to be caught in the valley. And Larry says, look back at all my awesome suggestions. All right, let me get this out of the way. You can pick the next one, Var.
All right. Let's see what we got. Brand of robot from Epic Mickey Games. Disney Beetleworks. What is that? Let's see.
Ray says, gotta say, Var, these are the funniest drawings. There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Ray.
There you go.
You really made the theme your own. Congratulations.
That is, he leaned to that super well. He's like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
Optimus Prime. Okay, I could draw Optimus Prime. Ultron. I like Ultron. IG-11. Not bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of
ones that I wish were suggested earlier. Oh man. Okay. Oh man. Probably Optimus Prime. That sounds fun.
Okay. Is there a certain version? Because I know it's,
Yeah, he's got a lot of versions. Whatever.
Okay, let's see. Who suggested that one? What are we looking at in the private chat? What was that?
Family Bricks.
Oh, didn't he say horse, Optimus Horse?
Yeah,
no.
I'm not sure.
That's fine. Optimus Prime.
Optimus Horse. I mean Prime. Sorry.
I'll just write. Yeah, that's another stream joke. I'll just write Optimus Prime, and then just do whichever version you want to do. There we go. Optimus Prime. Let's see. Yeah, I think I probably Larry. I think I was actually thinking the same thing. I might do the Beast Wars version. Because I've done like the OG cartoon version a couple times. I don't necessarily want to do the insanely detailed like cinema version.
Yeah, you might be here for another hour or so.
Yeah, that's a different show. But I might do I think I'm gonna do the Beast Wars one. You don't have to do that, Var, if you want to do a different one.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna just do my own thing. So
there may or may not be people running.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Transformers.
I don't really know anything about it, honestly. I mean, I know of it, and I've seen the first 3 Michael Bay films, but I've never really watched. Well, I watched Beast Wars. That was the only show I watched. I watched Beast Wars because it came on right before I went to school. So it was like that beautiful time when you're up and ready and just waiting to go to school, and you have like 30 minutes to kill. Like that was Beast Wars.
The thing with Transformers is that they like reboot every single time. So like every series is a completely new beginning. So it's actually kind of, in a way, it's the opposite of comic books, where it's just like, oh, you can start whenever you really want to.
Yeah. When I had Vin on the show a while ago, a couple months ago, we did the Transformers that was an Ecto one. It's like a unique toy.
Mhm.
That was kind of a fun little one to do. Primed. Oh, let me see. When I miss this, did I already miss the debate? Oh, we always have the robot debate. That is,
It's inevitable.
but this is like my thing. I think I need to accept that this is like, this is part of this show lore now. Is the robot, the great robot?
It's like
robot
robots,
debate.
Tony Stark.
Oh, that's not bad though. Oh, you guys need to get over that.
Okay, I've always liked the Tony Stark. I've never subscribed to this idea that Tony Stark was bad. I've never subscribed to that.
So once upon a time, VAR, I was asked to draw Tony Stark, and specifically like Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark from the film, and I chose to do him snapping right at the end. Like, he's done, he's about to die. I'll put him in the gauntlet doing the snap. And it's a doodle. It's not meant to be perfect, but I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. I get railed all the time that people are like, "That's a terrible drawing." Like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
What? Why? What?
Oh my goodness!
I gotta see it now. Is it like?
I've got it like posted up on social media. I mean, it was a little while ago, but it was the movies. We did movies on that episode, but I think people just like to give me a hard time. That's it. That's all it is.
You guys are mean.
You guys are mean to me.
Yeah, come on.
I don't think it's that bad. I really didn't.
It looked like Tiger Woods.
Yeah, that's what Jeff says. Or no, that's what Brian said.
Yeah.
Brian says it looks like Tiger Woods. And I'm like, and the first time he made that joke, I was like, what are you talking about? Tiger Woods. Like, it actually took me a while. Like, Tiger Woods. I haven't drawn Tiger Woods.
Tony Stank.
You guys, get out of here. Get out of here with that.
I find it funny when like
draw your own. What?
What?
I was saying, draw your own.
I always find it funny when like an artist will draw something bad and then people will come up with like the fake names like Tony Stank. I always find those so funny. Or like someone drew like a Link once and they're like, that's not Link, that's Lork or something like that. I always find those very funny. Like the names that people come up with.
Yeah. I still get a kick out of Ray saying that he wants to start like a under the table shady business, and he just takes all my drawings and then makes his own stickers and sells them, but sells them under MrHinkleDraws. Yep. Go ahead. If you sell them, if you do better, tell me so I know how to change on my business model. Well, you see, the first thing is you need to not make any of the work because then you don't have to put all the hours in. It's like, got it.
Great tip.
Tony Stark looked like Ming the Merciless, says Larry. Come on. Get out of here with that.
What is Ming the Merciless?
I've drawn Ming once upon a time. I don't remember who requested it, but it was requested actually, it was a really long time ago. It's one of the much older episodes. I'm almost at 3 years of doing this show, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. A lot of dedication you put into this.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency. I enjoy it. It's a fun little thing to do, and I do think it's beneficial because, a lot of times I'm working on client work or I'm working on products to sell because that's kind of what I need to do to live, and so this is like a very relaxed kind of, fun kind of thing.
Yeah, and you should have fun with it.
And I get a lot of content out of this. A lot of artwork, a lot of videos. So.
I'm always surprised when you say it's been 3 years because I only found you in like summer of 2020. So I've only known about this for 1 year.
Yep.
I remember my first stream was I was playing Fortnite, and the theme was summer.
You were playing Fortnite?
I was playing Fortnite while you were drawing.
Yep.
And the theme was summer, and I asked for Doc Samson wearing like a big hat.
And I did that. I think I drew that.
Did. Yep, you did.
Yep, I remember that episode. That was the episode where we also got a Julian in a tiny inflatable pool that was requested.
And then lo and behold, a year later, it was all about inflatable pool streams. So.
Yep. And what else was something that got done during that one? Oh, the wacky inflatable tube man.
Mm-hmm.
Drew that. Well, I'm glad you stumbled across my stream.
Me too. Because I've known about you for a long time. I just didn't know that you did live streams.
Mm-hmm. I started live streaming January 2019. And have live streamed every Friday since then, with very few exceptions. Like, for example, me being in the hospital. that was one exception, but overall, I'm pretty good. I got a pretty good record.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been that consistent with anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. Either for me. It's like, wow, pretty impressive.
The one thing that I usually don't ever really know how to process, though, is when people are like, I didn't even know you had a Patreon. I'm like, if I posted more about it, I think I would make myself sick. So I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, how do you not know?
Wait, you have a Patreon?
Yeah, good stuff.
I don't think you plug your Patreon too often.
Are you being serious? Is this a joke?
No, I don't think so.
Are you joking with me?
I don't think you plug it too often.
No, I post all the time though. I constantly post on social media. And I'm like, hey, look, I posted on this again. Hey, look. And I always put the comments. I put in the comments the links to it all the time. And and I had a lady, and she was like, I don't think you do a good enough job promoting it. I was like, I literally promote it almost every day. But yeah. Let's see. Would it be cheating to draw Optimus Prime as a truck? Hello, Ashley. Thank you for watching. Joey says, I found a green dump truck Transformers yesterday. Took a lot to assemble it. And Ashley says, it looks great. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yesterday, I was reading, or more accurately, my mother was reading reviews for our local Lake Health Clinic. And there is a nurse practitioner, Ashley, who apparently is a very polarizing topic.
Okay.
Some people love her, some people hate her.
Oh, she's the topic.
Yeah, she's the topic.
She's the polarizing topic. I was like, wait,
yeah.
I'm like, okay, what is it?
It's like,
it's you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's the greatest ever, or oh, she was so mean to my child. I was like, goodness gracious. But I mean, that's kind of the standard. I mean, you're not going to leave a review if you had a mediocre, like, normal experience. You're only going to leave a review if it was great or if it was horrific.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I used to be really good at doing, like, post-store surveys. I used to be really good at it, and I would, like, make sure to write down all the associates' names. That, like, even if they, like, said one word to me, I'd be like, well, they're going on the list, too, of good things. I've kind of fallen out of doing that.
Why did you do that? Just because?
What?
Just because you wanted to?
Yeah, because someone told me once that they're like, it really means a lot if you, like, write, like, like, to the manager being like, oh, blah, 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 like, Kevin helped me out, and he was really, really good.
Yeah.
So I just, like, made a habit of always making sure that I did that.
I mean, that's fair. It does. You know, it makes a difference. I think a lot of employees are kind of held to these ridiculous survey standards that are just, like, that's why when you go to these you go to, like, you know, I don't know about you. I mean, I go to a lot of places, and they'll be like, you know, please take the survey. Remember, if I don't get, like, a perfect score, I fail. Like, they'll go out of their way to say that stuff all the time.
Gosh.
And it's true. Like, even in the Lego store, when they do those surveys on the receipts, unless you're getting a 9 or a 10, you basically failed.
Oof.
And it's, you know, there's, like, some science behind it. It goes into the whole net promoter score.
Yeah.
which is not a Lego thing. That's an industry thing, which there's a lot of debate on how actually helpful that is. But yeah, it's just like, but there's some truth to that. It's like, you know, if you get like a bad survey, it could go to the top very quickly.
Ashley, before we forget this, Ashley Curtin, yeah, if you just comment your suggestion, I pull it and I put it in the suggestion box. So you just leave a comment just like you just did.
Yep.
And, I'll put it in the chat, and then we have quite a few suggestions in limited time, but your idea may get picked.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I had a friend who left a review, and this was around the time that the VIP program had changed, and he was not happy with the VIP program, so he left a bad review, specifically mentioning that it was regarding the VIP program, not the store associates. And he was friends with the manager, and the manager was like, "Hey, don't do that."
It's like, I was there when I was working in retail. Our big thing that, like, in terms of surveys that really screwed us over was Friends launched. And obviously Friends is still around today. It's very successful. It's like one of their top lines. But I'm sure you guys remember when it first launched, there was an incredible amount of controversy around it.
And Ashley, people were like, the theme is robots, Ashley. So we have like a robot snorkeling fish.
Make this fish snorkel. So people would take the surveys, and you know, it was like usually something like, "How dare you tell me as a parent what my daughter should be playing with?" You know, because that was the big issue. The issue kept coming back to people were thinking Lego made a pink box and now they're forcing their daughters to play with the pink box. And it's like, no, that's not what it is. That's just there for, you know, little girls that maybe had no interest in playing with Lego. And that was what it was designed to do. And it worked really well. But they use that survey receipt as a platform to voice that. And so, unfortunately, it's not designed for that. I mean, it's not going to go to like some design team in Denmark. It's going to go to the leadership team of retail. And a bad score is a bad score. And so if you get a failing score, that docks all the employees. It puts their end of year bonuses in jeopardy. And there's literally nothing you can do about it. And
I had no idea that these surveys are that important. Or actually a thing.
It's annoying. I've always hated them, but they're that important.
Wow.
If you get like a really bad, like a scathing survey review at like the Lego store, that could get you fired. So it's just like, well, and done.
Man, I have speaking of complaints going to the wrong team, I have a friend who she was doing some thing, and there was a member of the A full engagement team. And she literally was like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah. If you want to reach out, here's the email address." She does nothing with product launches. Do not write her about Monorail. Don't speak to her. She doesn't care. She can't make a difference.
Yep.
Like, leave her alone.
I want to talk to you about this.
But speaking of that person, apparently she was telling me that she was at Brick Fair, Virginia, and people were not happy because she didn't have a sig fig. And she was like, and I know I've had this discussion with you where it's apparent that people are talking to you to get the sig fig.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
And she's like, immediately, people be like, "Oh, so do you have a sig fig?" No.
And they walk away.
No. Bye.
Yep. Done. Yep.
Like, oh, all right, lit.
Living my best life today.
Could you just wear like a shirt that says "I do not have a sig fig" if you don't want to be talked to?
My sig fig is going to be a Scala horse, the whole horse.
You're a legend, Joseph.
You're going to get them custom printed. It's going to be a whole thing.
You have like a giant, very cumbersome bag that you have to haul around with. You're like, hold on, let me get you one.
150 Scala horses.
Hello there, Yvette B. Thank you for watching. Says, I didn't know you could get sig figs from employees. Some employees you can. Not all of them, but some. And hello, Miss Neverland. Always good to see you. Thanks for popping by. I'm not as happy with my Optimus, but
Yeah, I'm not happy with mine.
I'm chugging along. I'm chugging along.
I realized that I wanted to start over like 2 minutes ago, and I was like, well, I'm this far in now. I can't.
But did you draw anyone yet running yet? Let's see. Let's see.
No, not yet.
Yeah, this is pretty good. The head's
I
really
think-
good. The head's really
Thank
good.
you. An effort was made.
Let's see. Larry says, I worked at a place like that where we lived and died by the survey and hated it. Yeah, it's not like a Lego thing. It's like it's a thing. It is very much a retail, well, I should say customer service focused thing. And
That's
it's not
insane.
super helpful.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
as a customer, they've always just the surveys just have always seemed like silly kind of throwaway things.
Yeah, right. And it's like, hey, if you want free tacos for life, take the survey.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
like I would
all
take
right.
it if I wanted like something, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. But you can tell it like I'm kind of surprised that you guys haven't had that happen to you more often. But like if I go to a place like I don't know, like sometimes I've been to like a Best Buy, if Best Buy's still around, I don't even know. But like I'll check out and like the lady or the guy there at the register will be like, you know, if you had a great time, here's a survey. Remember, if we don't get a 9 or 10, we fail. And I'm like, oh, they're on the NPS system. Like, there you go.
Mhm.
But I don't do them because I just don't have the time. I'm like, unless I'm getting something as an incentive, I'm not doing
Free
it.
burrito.
I don't have the time. It's like I don't have the time to do it. Sorry.
But
Work for
I
myself.
imagine like it makes it even harder because like most people who had a good time don't really
No.
think about it much after the fact, right? Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just they go in and they leave.
Yep.
But the people who had a bad experience, those are the people who are
They're gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
But yeah, the really problematic ones over the years were, like I was saying earlier, about like using that as a platform to voice overall concerns with like a brand or a company or a business. And it's like, that's not going to go anywhere where you think it's going to go. That's going to go to the people that are in charge of whatever is this retail environment. And the people that work in this location will be the ones that suffer from what you said. Because there was anything you can imagine, right? Like, I'm mad because I don't like the way they designed this set. I'm gonna give the store a failing score. What? That had nothing to do with this.
yeah, that's awful.
No one has ever offered me a deal as good as free tacos for life.
Free taco.
So Papa B's like, I just came back. Why is Kevin drawing Optimus Primal for Optimus Prime? I don't know. I looked up Google for Optimus Prime and I wanted Beast Wars, and this was the thing I got for the results.
Nah, same thing.
Papa B is definitely our Transformers expert, so he will make sure we feel bad about ourselves, our decisions that we've made.
I think I said this like on their last stream, but I miss working in retail. I loved it.
Bless
It
your
was so
heart,
much
man.
fun.
All right. Well,
I
today I've
loved the
learned I
drama.
can't
I
draw
loved fighting with
Transformers.
customers.
Well, people that, I mean, you know, folks that do enjoy it and can kind of work past the nonsense. I mean, you are needed. Like, there need to be those people out there because it's still a thing that has to happen. But
Mhm.
I just, it gets old. What's wrong with these folks?
It's one of those. It's like, yeah. I mean, you're totally right. It's like I say that I miss it, but then when I had that job, I was like, oh, I hate this. Sucks.
It's the
I'm tired of
worst.
being yelled at all day. I was the kind of because like all of our registers were in a row. If I saw a customer with like a filled cart, I would duck below my counter so they couldn't see me.
Papa B says, I'm not mad, Kevin. I'm just disappointed. Well,
Joey, Maniac for Bricks, that's kind of true. Some of my best stories are from my time in retail.
yeah, usually retail's good about giving story fodder.
I'm trying to think if I had a lady show up and she literally like Microsoft Art made her own coupon and then insisted it was real. Like, it doesn't even use our letterhead. Like, I don't even think you use the text thing. I think you just use like the pencil tool to draw coupon.
Ma'am, did you use Kid Pix to draw this? Oh no.
It was like the most insane coupon ever. It was like 50% off your entire purchase, including like clearance and sale items. I'm like, what store has ever done this sale? This is not believable.
That, for some reason, reminds me of Rocco's Modern Life. If you ever watched that show back in the day, there was an episode where Rocco went to whatever their like Mega Mart was called in that show, and they had a deal that was 99% off your purchase, your entire purchase. And the whole episode, I mean, it's just a cartoon, 15-minute episode, was him having every disaster in the world happening as he was trying to get to the register before the sale ends. And then he gets to the register and like they ring it up and it's like, your total's 13 cents. And he has like a mountain of items and everything in the world has gone wrong. And then the clock like ticks one more second and it's past it. And then the register immediately alters and it's like, actually your total's 1,300 something, whatever. And he's like,
Oh no.
he just loses his like he starts twitching and all of his eyes like get bloodshot and he just like goes off on the cashier and then they give him the sale. Let's see. Hawkeye says, Kevin, quick and make an optimistic look on your Optimus Prime. He's very optimistic.
Yeah, he looks optimistic to me.
He's at least looking like just slightly over his shoulder optimistically. It's definitely based on a toy. The reference image was a toy. So, number 13, I did not give you permission to leave this bus.
Is it a reference to something, that show?
I don't remember. I'm assuming it is. It's in quotes. Boba Laveau seconds the disappointment. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys can have your own drawing stream. Overpriced and never have what you go for in stock. Is that for Best Buy? Larry says, I work for Lexus. You could do everything perfectly, but some numbskull didn't vacuum the floor mats. The customer would nuke you and cost you a bonus, and management wouldn't take that into account. Yep. That's how it works.
Customers are the worst.
Okay. Are you done with Optimus?
Yeah, I think I am.
As done as you're going to be.
Yeah.
So, all right, we've got, 12-ish minutes left. So we definitely don't want to do something crazy intricate, but we can do, we could do, Miss Neverland suggested Grr, which would be kind of an easy one from Invader Zim.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That would be easy for the time.
Yeah.
You okay?
Grr's great.
You agree to these terms? All right. Let's do I think Hawkeye, unfortunately, Beetleworks would take too much time, I think. That's a little complicated with all the armor plating and all that kind of stuff. That wasn't too long ago. Where did you go? And yeah, Mid Blue also said, love the head design on your Optimus. Yeah, it was really sleek.
Thank you.
There we go. All right. So we'll finish up with Grr. Grr's an easy character. Definitely will help us round out the time for today. What? You only have 5 minutes left? Why don't you do the Sistine Chapel? No! Stop it. Let's see. Grr. Don't worry though, I still have that email. It's not lost, Hawkeye. It's still in the queue. It's in the queue. Let's see. Grr.
I think something that's in your queue for me, but it's now lost its relevancy, so I don't need it anymore.
Oh, that's fine. It'll be like what always happens, which is, not what always happens, but I'll like reach out and say, hey, you're up. Do you still want it? I mean, my feelings aren't going to be hurt if you don't. Mm-hmm. But also, if you have something else in mind, like if you're in the queue, like you as a person are in the queue. So it's like
also it was Lego related because it was before that deadline. So you're in luck.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, I've had a couple people that have declined, and that's okay. It's fine because a lot of time has gone by, so I get it. But did you lose your pencil again?
No, I got it. I'm just trying to draw a circle.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's good enough.
So did you go to college?
I did for community college.
Did you study art?
I did, yes.
Okay, I was curious.
Yeah.
How much is self-taught versus all that kind of.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't really learn much in college. So
Well, there you go.
it's pretty much self-taught. Especially with community college, it was like it was basically my like high school AP classes all over again.
Did you have like a favorite like book as a kid, like a drawing book?
No, I don't think so. I didn't really use drawing books that much. I found them to be like too not helpful, I guess.
Yeah. It's interesting because I don't really necessarily think I got like a heck of a lot out of them, but I always collected them and I also got them as gifts a lot too, because people were like, oh, you're an artist, so they would get them for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I had like drawing comics the Marvel way. I had like I think everyone who's an artist has that book. I think that's a good one though. It's a really good book. But one book that I remember as a kid actively referencing a lot was a How to Draw Donkey Kong. And it was like an official Nintendo, like the first Donkey Kong Country had come out. Like it had just, been revolutionized and Rare had, done their magic with it. Mm-hmm. And so there was a book, a really light book. Like we're not talking anything robust. It's like one of those you get at the book fair or whatever. And it was like how to draw all the characters from Donkey Kong Country. And I love that book. And it was like, here's how I can draw Diddy Kong and Cranky Kong and the Kremlin crew. And like, I love that book. But I had a bunch of those, like how to draw SpongeBob. The Marvel comic one. I had one that was just like how to draw caricatures and stuff.
I thought that I was an artist growing up because I was like the one kid who could like moderately draw, but it never kind of panned out into anything. But I had 3 drawing books. They were like how to draw anime or manga, how to draw chibi, and then how to draw Nintendo heroes and villains. Those were my 3.
Did you have like the how to draw manga book that like made the circles on the internet recently? With
yes,
you did? Oh man, do you still have it?
Probably.
That's great.
Probably still have it.
That was so funny how like that made the rounds recently.
Yeah, that was great. I really loved seeing everybody's interpretations of that.
Those are kind of fun. Those like little those trend waves.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Like what's a current one? I know there's a lot of art for the new Supergirl. There's like a new actress who's playing Supergirl in one of the shows, and there's been a lot of fan art of her. Before that, I think it was like, what's her name? The Samsung Galaxy girl.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay. And before that was
Balzette. I remember Balzette was a big one.
Balzette, yeah. The lady whatever from Resident Evil.
Vampire lady?
Yeah.
Right, she's a vampire, isn't she?
Trisco? Yeah, she's
something like that.
Like she definitely, that one's going strong still.
Yeah, that one hasn't died down yet. There was the Sailor Moon one was really cool.
Yeah, I did that one. I participated in that one. That one was kind of fun.
That was probably my favorite one.
Oh, and the challenge where you take your picture and then draw half of it. You know what I'm talking about? Like you.
Oh yeah.
That one was a pretty fun one too. It was very different. It was Toon Me. I think it was the Toon Me challenge. Like take a picture and then draw half of it. Joey's heading out. I'm gonna duck out early. Have an appointment at the garage to get my car battery checked. See you later, Joey. Says this was fun.
Later, Joey.
Hawkeye says it's in the queue. It's coming in the next 6 years. I'm not that bad. I'm bad, but not that bad. My record is I think 11 months is how long some people have waited in the queue so far.
But hey, that means that you have work.
Have work, indeed. I just have a lot of personal projects, and so I can only work on 2 to 3 commissions at any given time at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then I usually only finish 1 per week. So it just like, if you've got 40 names in a list, do the math. That's a long time.
Mhm.
And I just can't really go any faster unless I stop doing everything I'm doing. Like if I just stop making stickers and I stop doing the stream, like if I just stop doing all the personal stuff, I could do more, but I don't want to do that. So
Commissions
I don't
are
want to do
hard.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I find it very difficult to keep up with them.
Yvette says, really cool stream. I have to come back again. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for being here. If you're not, subbed, hit the sub button. It'll help you let you know, but it's basically every Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. Most of the time I draw alone. But once a month at the last Friday, I invite a second artist to join me. But thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Nice to see some new names and new people stop by today.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably VAR's magnetism. It's probably what it is.
You're giving me too much credit.
Got good stuff, man. Let's see. That's adorable. Mine's just screaming. That was a great cartoon.
Yeah.
I mean, it still is.
You see that? They did like a new thing for it.
Yeah, like a
years
movie,
ago.
like a special.
Yeah.
I saw it. It was okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I thought
It was better than. It was better than the I think this was on Netflix. I think, and it was like a special, and I thought it was better than the Rocco special they did, because it was kind of the same philosophy. Like, we're gonna take something that's been out for a little while, we're gonna give it a fresh coat of paint, and give you a special. And the Rocco one I was really disappointed in, and I remember liking the Invader Zim one more.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, racist. My wife has somehow never heard of Invader Zim. Completely blank reaction when I mentioned it.
Never
That's a
even
shame.
heard of it.
That's a shame.
Surprising.
It's that voice, that just iconic voice of Gurr.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make myself some waffles. And those like really brief, fleeting moments of like normal function. Yes, sir. I will take care of this. What were we talking about? Uh-oh, they're coming for you. Somebody.
Yeah.
Not on my side, but somebody. They're coming for somebody.
That is definitely coming from here. I live like right in the middle of Raleigh, so I hear sirens all the time.
Oh yeah, my Matthew just moved to Raleigh.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was in. He wasn't in. I mean, he lived close. Where was he? Ashford. Is that a place? Asheville. That's it. There you go.
Okay.
Because he ordered some stickers from me, and I was like, oh, you have a Raleigh address now.
I was thinking about him the other day. I was like, I wonder what he's up to.
He's doing really well, actually. He's like
Nice.
I think he said he's a director of SEO at a marketing company in Raleigh.
Wow.
Which makes sense because he knows how to do that stuff. Very smart guy.
Pretty nice city. I like it.
Yeah, he when I went there for Brick Universe years ago, I did a little walk around, and it was really nice. And there was like a lot of like stuff that had been converted, like old buildings and stuff, old businesses that had been, changed into restaurants and things. And I'm like, that's cool. But yeah,
I
it was
Brick
it was
Universe. I meant to go to that, but
I mean, it was kind of awful.
Well, okay.
No, it wasn't that bad. But I went year one, right? And it evolved so much after that. Like I literally went the first year, and almost like there was so few people there. Like the public was like gangbusters, but like displayers was like, I don't know, 20 people.
Oh wow.
But it was There was a lot of really good stuff about it, but it was just like, it wasn't the type of show I was used to. It was very, public focused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ray was there. No, it wasn't awful. It was just a joke. Because Ray did a commission for me at that point. I always hire, anytime I see Ray, I'm like, here's more money, draw me again. But yeah, it was just like, it was very different than what I was used to, because I'm like, there's like nobody here, and there's like no mocks, and like it wasn't the stereotypical convention, Lego convention, which I don't think is a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I just wasn't used to that. I do remember there was
imagine what that would look like.
Yeah, there was a lot of copyright infringement. I remember that. I'm like, oh, yeah, a lot of copyright infringement in here. But
in the art? And the
like all the banners and advertisements.
Oh.
But I think I chalked that up to just them being new and like learning it, because I would have liked to go back years later to like perfected their business model and stuff. But I never made it back after the first one. All right, I finished my GUR.
Focus on kids. Interesting. Yeah, mine.
Did you finish your? Okay, sweet, nice. And look at that, it's 1:00. So that means we are done for today. 3 just flown by like it always does. Let me turn this comment off. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just take a quick tour so you guys can see all the artwork that we did, and then we're gonna end up in the show for the day. So before we even went live, this was my warm-up. I did the Iron Giant, so that was before we hit the live button. So that's why that is there on the canvas. And then we did this Boston Dynamics dog. This is like nightmare fuel dog. So here's mine. And then Var's is it's the one that says your soul is mine.
There it is.
Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's just
yeah. Like, he's vaporizing some people. So
as he does.
Those things are so creepy. I can't. If it was like that size, no, thank you. All right. No, thank you. Okay. Then after that, we did this weird Zark. It's like 7 Zark 7 or something like that. This is where you gave him the as Strong Bad would say, those big beefy arms.
Yep.
Those big beefy arms.
And the nuke in the background.
Yeah. Definitely caused by the flex.
Yes.
Here's mine. Mine has skipped all the arm days. And then we had Mecha Godzilla, I believe, was next. Here's Mecha Godzilla.
So, yeah.
From my side, VAR is in the process of sending him to the Shadow Realm. So there you go. It's really nice though. It's definitely got some of that Yugi vibes for sure.
Yeah, I wanted him to be sort of, because everything else was like building sized, so I thought it would be funny to make Mecha Godzilla small and kind of chibi. So
you're like, I'm just gonna take all your expectations and shatter.
Exactly.
And then we got a bonk in there. We got a bonk in there. That was Jawler. Yeah, yours is totally ready for the animated series. It's just, here you go. Here's the concept work. Hand it over to the animators and be on with it. Very, very nice. Here is mine. He is, this is like, that's the expression. I don't know what's happening. Just something.
He just realized he's on a stream.
Boba Lavos says, such precision. Mr. Everland says, thank you again. Larry, a lot of fun today. Thank you, Kevin the Great. And IllustriousVar. Oh, thank you for adding a title to mine. So Kevin the Great, IllustriousVar, and the incomparable Zawada. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So then we did Robo Chibi, which is this guy with the plug. There is my version. Var's is
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I don't really know what I was going for there, but he's Spider-Man.
I like the twists you were doing with them. It was fun.
Me too.
Okay, next one was Sonic.
I think so, yes.
I think Sonic was next. So we've got Metal Sonic. Right, that's his name, Metal Sonic.
Yes.
Thinking Mecha Sonic. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
I was thinking Mecha Sonic too, and I was like, that's not right.
Yeah. So there's Vars. Here's mine. They could be in like, look, they're like opposing. That's That's pretty good, actually. There's one real one and one imposter. All right, and then the next one was Aunt Fanny.
Yeah, I think it was.
Definitely, she's the star of today for sure.
Yeah, she was my favorite one to draw.
She is the star. So here's my Fanny, and that's the winner. That's the winner.
Of course, we had to have the people running too.
Your moment when you're like, "Is there a groove?" It's like, yeah, there's a slight groove. There's a slight groove. Okay, so yeah, Aunt Fanny, and then we did the Optimus Prime. There you go. There's Var's Optimus. Mine's based on a toy. Apparently the wrong toy. So there you go. Mid Blue says there was a robot Sonic called Mecha Sonic 2. Okay, there you go. Hawkeye says Aunt Fanny would definitely be the thumbnail. Yeah, that one might be the thumbnail, actually. And then we ended with Grr. Grr was the final. So there's Grr. It could almost be like floating. That's Mechagodzilla. And here is Var's. Oh, the little people are running under his head.
It was
So
not intentional.
It was not intentional, but he has now also become gigantic by association. That's awesome. That's great.
Love it.
And I think that's it. Is that all of them? Yeah, that was our last one.
Everyone.
So that's the full canvas there. Var, is there anything you want people to know? Anywhere that you would like them to follow you if they have interest in following you? Anything you want to promote or plug or anything? The stage is yours.
Oh man, I don't really have anything going on, guys. I'm working all the time. So if you
so ups.com.
Yeah, if you want to follow me, you can go over to ups.com, print out a shipment label or something, put something in the mail. I'll be sure to pick it up.
That's like funny, but also terribly sad. It's like, if you like to follow me, find me on ups.com.
You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is IllustriousVar. I don't post too much art there. I've got an art station. I forgot about it. My art station. Artstation.com/IllustriousVar. I think that's where my art is. So.
Nice. I'll add that. I have links to Instagram and Twitter. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. And if you're watching on Facebook, it's in the description. It's not in the description on Twitch because that's not a thing. But I'll add the ArtStation one to the
the
other
two.
if
you want to see more of my art. And you can also follow my Instagram. I literally never use it though. So
that is true.
Point. Yeah. Yeah, not much point.
I was like, wow, really hasn't posted anything in a while, but you know, that's okay. It's all right. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
I appreciate you accepting the invite, being able to join, and it was fun drawing with you and chatting with you. Mr. Zawada, anything you want to share with the lovely audience before we end for today?
Well, I don't draw art, so no. I'm good. I don't know how to draw, so
you never disappoint. I want you to know that. Never. Never disappoint. Thank you for you being here as well, Joseph. Appreciate the help.
Of course, always happy to help.
So everybody, thank you guys again for watching the stream live. As another reminder, if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, please hit the sub button. I am getting very close to 1,000, which is very important for a lot of reasons. So make sure you hit that. If you're watching on Twitch or on Facebook, throw me a follow. Be greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed the show today, let me know by clicking the little thumbs up. And I would normally say join me next weekend or next week, but remember, there will not be a show next Friday because I will already be at a show, and the show actually opens at 8 a.m. So I'll already be working for a couple hours by the time this would have normally aired. So there will not be a show next Friday. Don't worry. There'll be another reminder for that on social media, just in case you forget. So we'll be back 2 weeks from now with our next show, and the theme for that show will be musicians. Ooh. So we'll be doing musicians, and that's another Patreon suggested theme. And yeah, thanks again, everybody. Appreciate you being here as always, and we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys next time I see you. Bye.
Good day, everyone.
Bye.